You're about to watch another exciting episode of The Dungeon Run, but did you know that you can actually be part of the adventure? Tune in live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can make your voice heard and help determine the fate of our adventurers. Hope to see you there.
Greetings and welcome to The Dungeon Run, a live tabletop role-playing game where your interactions help tell the tale. I am Lord Ereban, the Keeper of Secrets, and I have brought these adventurers together and set them on an epic quest to decide the fate of the world. When they found my amulet, it gave them the key to unlock the mysteries of Ein and allowed them to communicate with you, the Watchers of the Time Stream. Now you have the power to help or hinder them as you see fit. If this is your first episode, fear not. Our Dungeon Master will catch you up on everything you need to know to jump right in. And you can always watch past episodes by visiting our YouTube or listen to the audio version by searching for The Dungeon Run wherever you get fine podcasts. The Dungeon Run is made possible through the generous support of our patrons. Bonus shows, special content, and more is available when you become a supporter at patreon.com/thedungeonrun. And join the incredible Dungeon Run community by visiting the official, unofficial Discord at thedungeon.run/discord. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does make a difference. But now, sit back, relax, enter the world of Ein, and let the dice roll!
Thank you, Lord Ereban, and welcome, Watchers of the Time Stream, to another episode of The Dungeon Run. I am your Dungeon Master, Jeff Kanata, and I am joined by the Heroes of Bingle.
Hi! Hi, everybody!
Hi!
Take it away, Jared.
I'm Jared Kajak playing Civ Red Thistle.
Hello, I'm Jessica Lynn Parsons playing Hematag.
Hi there, Morgan Peter Brown playing James Quillis this evening.
Hello, Ron Ogden playing Uggo Rage Fist.
And I'm Katie Michaels playing Lily Dumblestuck.
And as you heard, this show is made possible through the generous donations of our patrons at patreon.com/thedungeonrun. We're grateful to the patrons. There are a lot of really cool tiers. You get bonus shows. There's a whole after show that we do every week that patrons get the exclusive video on demand for, and extra cool content all the way up a bunch of different tiers that you can help support the show at patreon.com/thedungeonrun, including this week, a bonus B-side track from our resident bard, Miss Katie Michaels. Katie, it was incredible. I loved it.
Thanks.
I love that, Katie writes the songs that make the whole world sing. And
It's fun to go through the ones that I never get to sing on the show, so I'm still releasing
there's
those.
a lot of like unreleased tracks, and the only place to get those is by being a patron over at our Patreon. So thank you for that. Check that out. There's lots of other really cool stuff there as well. Hope you give it a look. All right. Any other business we need to do before we get into it, folks?
I got 2 more signatures on the giveaway book.
Yeah.
I now have to hunt down Jessica and Ron to get their signatures, and then the giveaway will be.
You know where I live.
They're elusive.
Yeah.
Oh, crap he doesn't
It's a
wear.
real life
Ronnie's
adventure.
outside right now. Run for him.
I'm gonna hug him.
Jared-
Tackle hug.
If Jared disappears midstream and then shows up in Ron's screen, I will love that.
Jared's
happen.
booth
Two.
just travels with him. It's like attached to him.
It's on the back of a truck.
He's on the 405 right now.
Yeah, traffic's not too bad actually.
So I'm going to take that as a no for
Yeah, no business.
I mean,
Right, we're just trying to distract us away from the extreme danger that we're in.
if you are a new viewer to the show, now is your opportunity to get caught up. I'm going to catch everybody up on what's been going on in our story so we can jump right in. It started as a simple dungeon run, but now the heroes of Bingle find themselves in over their heads, caught between a powerful spellcaster and a city torn apart by violence. They traveled here to the city of Olsvach for one purpose: to bury Siv's first love, a tiefling rogue named Vic. But when they arrived, they were quickly embroiled in a much larger plot. Vic and Siv had grown up together in Olsvach on the streets of some of the city's toughest neighborhoods. A giant wall called the Palisade separates Olsvach into two distinct halves. The poor are relegated to the slums of Lostrana, while the wealthy reside in the burnished mansions on the ridge above them in High Strana. Both of these areas are supposedly ruled by the High Prince, but in truth, three crime families hold all the power in Olsvach. Collectively, these oligarchs are referred to as the Vetch. As orphans, Siv and Vic had fallen in with a gang of Lostrana thieves called the Vermin. The gang's leader, a cruel taskmaster known only as the Cheesemonger, trained them to steal and run cons for him, sometimes scaling the face of the Palisade and sneaking into High Strana. The Cheesemonger craved money and power and dreamed of leaving Lostrana behind to ascend into the ranks of the High Strana elite. But social mobility in Olsvach was always impossible, no matter how much the Cheesemonger and his gang of thieves amassed. Then, one day, Vic abruptly disappeared. Siv and his fellow vermin were shocked. One of Siv's closest friends, Curso, claimed to have been in love with Vic too, and reacted to her departure from the city with heartache and anger. Siv left Olsvach not long after, and eventually found a new group and a new love in the Heroes of Bingle. Soon after meeting one another, the Heroes of Bingle embarked on a quest to find the Wardens, Ein's 100-foot-tall elemental protectors. Siv thought he had left his old life behind. Little by little, the team began to piece together clues about the missing Wardens and the vicious cabal that had captured them: a mad scientist named Fardinald Urtenfurt, an exiled leader named Jan Mo, and the powerful sorceress who commanded them, Calcutta Theed, the Ashen Mage. Along the way, the Heroes of Bingle encountered evidence that Theed was using her own team of thieves to steal information about the Wardens. A team of thieves led by none other than Vic. When Vic realized that Siv and his fellow heroes were on the trail of the Ashen Mage, she tried to protect him by recruiting him to her side. The Ashen Mage was uninterested in Siv. She believed that Fahima Tig was the key to executing her plans and wanted Fahima to become her apprentice. Atop a volcano in the Nelrim Mountains, Calcutta Theed made Fahima a terrible offer: join her and find her missing father, or watch her friends die. So, Fahima left her teammates behind and joined the Ashen Mage, stepping through a portal and into a dark underground lair. Seeing her plan to protect Siv fail, Vic did the only thing she could do to save him. She sacrificed herself, striking an ornate urn and causing an explosion that killed her, but allowed the remaining Heroes of Bingle to escape. In the following days, Fahima lived inside the Ashen Mage's lair, learning gruesome blood magic while being indoctrinated into the Cabal. True to her word, Theed did connect Fahima with her father, using a spell called Whispering Sands, which allowed her to communicate over long distances through dirt, sand, or ash. But as the loyalty trials continued, Fahima eventually decided enough was enough. She escaped the Ashen Mage's lair by deciphering Theed's own teleportation circle and met back up with the Heroes of Bingle as they journeyed to Olsvach to lay Vic to rest. When they arrived in the city, Civ reconnected with Curso and the vermin. In the time since Civ had left, the cheesemonger had actually achieved his goal of transcending his status in Olsvach. He had been named Pochtivech and moved into a new mansion in Hystrana. Curso believed that the cheesemonger's promotion to Pochtivech was connected to Vic and the Ashen Mage. He was convinced that Vic didn't just leave Olsvach, but was traded away by the cheesemonger. Traded to the Ashen Mage for something that helped the cheesemonger do the impossible. Curso wanted the Heroes of Bingle to infiltrate the cheesemonger's new mansion and steal whatever it was that the Ashen Mage had given him in exchange for Vic. So the Heroes of Bingle adopted new identities and attempted to pull off a heist. Unfortunately, as the team tried to stake out the cheesemonger's mansion from the neighboring Gerstbale estate, Fahima's baby phoenix companion Meep was shot out of the sky by the cheesemonger's spellcasting guards. Fahima tried to rescue her familiar, but she too was captured in the process. Hauled in front of the cheesemonger, Fahima used the only bit of leverage she had and evoked the Ashen Mage's name. She claimed to be Theed's apprentice, here to check up on the cheesemonger. When the crime boss left to verify her claim, Fahima was able to escape, though still bound and magically restricted thanks to a dampening collar clamped around her neck. Instead of trying to flee the building, Fahima saw her situation as an opportunity. Knowing that this was the one time she could be sure that Calcutta Theed was not in her lair, Fahima snuck through the open portal in the basement, back into the dark underground confines where she had studied at the Ashen Mage's right hand. Fahima crept back to the study where she had so often been tested and ransacked the place, setting off a bomb and stealing files and items she knew to be powerful. Meanwhile, in a desperate attempt to rescue Fahima, the Heroes of Bingle disguised themselves as the Ashen Mage's accomplices to bluff their way into the mansion. Little did they know that the cheesemonger had already summoned Theed to the premises to test Fahima's claims. When the Heroes of Bingle came face to face with the Ashen Mage, they knew they were outmatched. They ran, fleeing into one of the tight hiding spaces the vermin had dug around Hystrana. As they laid low, they heard an alarm ring out across the city, a dreadful horn that indicated Low Strana was about to be occupied by Hystrana soldiers. Worried about what this could mean, Civ ran off to find the vermin, dodging Hystrana guards as he went. James contacted Fahima through a sending spell, and he and Uggo and Lily returned to the Gerstbale estate to try to meet up with Fahima as she made her escape. Lily talked her way past a surging guard presence, arriving at the edge of the property just in time to see Fahima emerge miraculously from the ground. As we ended last week, Civ had found his way back down the palisade and into Lostrana to see guards pulling residents from their homes. They were looking for the Heroes of Bingle. Watching a Hystrana soldier assault a man in the street, Civ made a grim decision. He walked up behind the guard and executed him. As chaos erupted in the city around him, Civ slipped into a dank alley of Lostrana, wiped the blood from his dagger, and donned the soldier's uniform. And that is where we will pick up this week.
Boy, it's different when Fahima has to listen to everything we did, and we have to listen to everything she did.
What did you guys do? What did you guys do?
I thought we told you that.
You did a what?
We made
Fahima
lots
doesn't
of
know
really
that.
great
Pretend Fahima
decisions.
doesn't know that.
It
Left
went,
out the details.
it went great.
Yeah.
All right. So we will start tonight with Civ alone. We're not going to do the secret room. We'll just stay as a group. But Civ is by himself, away from the team. Civ, having tossed a sack of gold coins at the feet or at the supine body of a beaten resident of Lostrana, pulled this bleeding, dead soldier body back into an alley, leaving a trail of blood on the cobblestone. and careful to keep the blood off the uniform, took it off and put it on over your clothes, right?
Yep.
All right. So you are there. There is an awful lot of activity and chaos around you. Screams, shouting, guards running about. You are tucked away in an alley away from it all, but it is clearly the occupation of a city.
Yeah. Did this happen very often when I used to live here?
No,
No.
never. I mean, it
Never.
was the kind of thing that you recall from when the pestilence was rampant, that there would be lockdowns and the guards would have to occupy the city and forcibly keep people away or, quarantined.
Break into people's homes during that
Sometimes.
time?
I mean, there is very little respect given by the guards to folks in Lostrana. That's a commonality that you're certainly familiar with.
Yeah.
But this scale and this intensity is something that's new to at least your adult life. You haven't really seen this happen. It's been years since that alarm has rung out.
Right. 11 years.
Yeah. So it is, it's an intense new thing that has happened.
Okay. I'm gonna take the body of the guard further into the alleyway so that we're tucked quite. I know there's a blood trail, but I want to be tucked quite a ways away from the main street.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to strip him down and put on anything he had on him, especially if there's something that shows whatever rank he was.
Yeah.
What rank was he?
He would be just a common foot soldier, basically. And I think soldier is maybe even a little overstating it. I mean, this is like a militarized towns guard, basically, is what it is.
City
It's
Watch.
City Watch. It's not an active military in the sense that these are troops that would be deployed in these wouldn't go fighting in the war between the orcs and dwarves, for example.
Right. But they might stand watch on the wall if we were
Absolutely.
to be invaded.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Quickly, though,
yeah.
one thing I did neglect to say when I was talking about business is
Potatoes?
Yes, potatoes, and you can support the show live. We appreciate all the patrons very, very much. But you can also support the show live on Twitch as you watch through the battle between Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil.
Oh yeah.
Completely forgot it. Nobody reminded me. So
That's our fault. That's our
There
fault.
is
That's on us.
there is a Force of Good card that is active because Team Force of Good won the battle between Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil. Every week we do this battle. You can send us balloons. You can buy potatoes, and we actually have already gotten a bunch of balloons and potatoes. So I want to thank folks that have done that. We've got 2 golden potatoes already.
Amazing.
This is the name of the person or people. It's hashtag Team Split the Party. So that hashtag representing in full effect.
We have a reputation.
We also got some balloons from hashtag Team Split the Party.
Very nice.
Kitty Scritches, Shadow One Shifter, and James Hamiltron. So thank you for all
Nice.
that. We appreciate those balloons. The potatoes are a huge, incredible. We're grateful for those. And all of those, by the way, are for Team Force of Good. So Team Force of Good sits at 100% right now.
Ooh, off to a start.
I'll take it.
And
So what's our Force
Yeah.
of Good thing?
Because Team Force of Good won last week, we will be playing all episode tonight with the following Team Force of Good card in effect. This was submitted to us by Yeti Slayer 65.
Well,
It's called Golden Numbers. For the rest of this episode, every natural 20 someone rolls, they gain 50 gold. For every natural 1, they gain 150 gold.
Wow.
Looking at me.
what?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is in effect all night tonight. Be sure to remember that when you're rolling. And,
I think we lost like all of our
50.
money, so it's probably good.
There is always a force of evil that pops up to try to take our money away as soon as we
Always.
get it. So that's why Jared
That's why you have to
started
invest
spending it.
heavily in dwarven merchandise.
I got some cursed
Doesn't
dye
that mean like
ready
a
to
tenth of the
go.
time we're gonna get 100 gold?
Something like that. Oh, right.
I don't know if that's how it works. But
Yeah, if you're a nerd, Ron.
All right, so Civ, you have pulled this body back deeper into this darkened alley, and
Yes.
you are you check the rank. It is basically a foot soldier. It is not a high ranking.
Right. He's not a captain or anything like
no.
that. Okay. Then yeah, I'm
Rank
gonna
and
use his clothes and armor and what have you to disguise myself as a guard.
All right, it takes a moment for you to put on. It is as you guys have noted in every time you've encountered the guards thus far from Hystrana, they are usually wearing plate mail. It is quite sturdy, quite clean. There is a sash that is very similar to the kinds of things that the kinds of scarves that you're seeing everybody wearing, but these are a little bit more well made, a little bit more ornate. And
does that mean there's a helmet that I can use to cover my face as well?
You would be wearing a helmet, yes, indeed.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah,
love it. And
you,
then
it's a green. You have this green sash. That's the military color.
Okay. And then I will stash his body in a crevice or behind some crates or something so that it's not easily found.
Okay.
And then I will literally just march down the street like I'm a town guard going straight to the vermin's hidey hole.
Okay.
The mouse hole.
And as you do, I mean, you are walking down the middle of this cobblestone street, houses close together, this rundown, familiar place to you. You know, you've been here, you lived here all your life. You've been back now a couple of days, but it has never really had this quality to it. There is, Lostrana usually is teeming with life, people like on the streets, people out and about. It is day and night. It feels unsafe often. It feels, there's always someone lurking in the shadows. It is it's a place of unrest. And now the only activity seems to be these guards. Everyone seems to be hiding in their homes, in their places of business, all the doors and shutters closed tight. People trying to get away, get off the streets. You do hear screams of people being pulled out of their homes, yelled at, questioned. This question over and over that keeps being repeated. A tabaxi male accompanied by an orc, a gnome, a male human, possibly a female human as well, over and over, asking, where are they? How do you know? Who has seen them? Over and over. And as you walk down the center of the street, the screams, the yells, the shout, I don't know, that kind of pleas for people to be given mercy from the guards searching for you and your friends.
I'm going to unconsciously reach my hand into my pocket and pet Mr. Whispers as I continue to march to try to keep my nerves in check.
Yeah.
I'm also going to finish that bottle of booze and smash the bottle on the ground as I'm walking.
And you see, faces in windows looking out, trying to see as you approach, pulling shutters tight, afraid of you, afraid of this guard they see walking down the street. You smash the bottle and keep walking, turning the corners as you know how to get exactly to this hidden mouse hole that the vermin have used. And it takes a minute to get there, and it is a harrowing walk as you see there's just a surprising number of guards. It seems like the whole city in an hour. It's been just over an hour since the horn rang out, and this city they're just descending upon it, moving from house to house, spreading out, taking over this city, forcing people to stay in their homes and then forcing them out of their homes, questioning them, attacking them, throwing them back in, moving from place to place. It's a disturbing walk, but you finally do make it to the area of the mouse hole, concealed as it is, the crash house that is the mouse hole underground, built, dug out, and masqueraded in the alleyway there, behind garbage and trash. It is a nondescript area.
Are there any guards around that immediate area?
There doesn't seem to be. You can do a perception check if you want to be a little more careful.
Oh yeah.
We have advantage for you from that gamer share.
Thank you, that gamer share. Nice. 25.
25. Okay, so you make a very cautious survey of the area, and you're fairly confident. There are shouts and yells. The noises are one street over behind you, but you're fairly confident. I mean, the mouse hole is situated in such a place as to be away from foot traffic anyway. It's
Right.
very consciously built here to be an area that no one would need to go to. So you feel pretty confident that there's no one, none of the guards are down here.
Great. I'm going to. I'm not going to take the helmet off, but I'm going to flip the visor up, and then I'll do whatever the secret knock is, or thieves can't, to notify them that I'm in front of the door, and that it's me.
All right, so you do the knock on, it's like on the ground almost, and there's no response for a moment.
Open up. We don't have much time. It's Sivrak.
And then you see the ground slide back. That same quick motion that pulls the sort of the rug, the floor itself back on those long strands, those ropes. It collapses back like an accordion down into the darkness. And then
Hello?
you see a face come up and out. It's Curso. He comes up and out and he closes the thing behind him. Sivrak, what are you doing?
I came to warn you.
You cannot go in there specially dressed like that. What have you done?
It is not safe here, my friend. He
It is not
knows.
safe anywhere.
The cheesemonger knows. He saw my face. He will come for you. He will come for all of you. You have to leave.
I have news for you, Sivrak. He has already come. He has already come, or not him himself, but his men. They have already questioned us. Thank the gods. He believes that I hate you. He does not suspect the vermin yet. What did you do? What happened?
I just shake my head and look at the ground. He is in league with an evil sorcerer. She is more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
The Grey Woman.
Yes. She can travel the world through these portals. She can defeat the wardens.
The wardens. The fairy tales.
They are not fairy tales, my friend. They are real. They are very, very real. And she is harnessing their power. If they do not find us, they will torture all of you until you tell them where we are.
The cheesemonger still trusts us for now. He believes the vermin are still his to command. He's telling us to get information about you and your whereabouts. I have to tell you, some of the younger vermin have already told him things.
That is why you are in danger.
Yes.
He
We
will
all
find
are.
out that you lied. He is not right in the head. Did you look into his eyes? They're red.
Yes. He has changed lately.
Slightly.
Lately. Of late.
He is under her control. She is the one telling them to do this.
He has touched the vetch now. And the vetch are reacting as if one of their own have been attacked.
Yes. That is because the power that she has She has given this power to him to manipulate all of the veg. Have you ever seen this before in your life? Even with the plague?
Only when we were boys.
Yes. And yet within moments of us being inside of this mansion, they send soldiers into the lower strana. They are ripping people from their homes, beating them.
Yes.
Worse.
You should never have trusted your clumsy group of buffoons to pull off a heist that would have been difficult for the most seasoned of us.
No one was going to get past Calcutta Theed. No one sneaks past the Ashen Mage. She does this and she stops time. You think you can run from that? You think you can hide? You are not safe here. No one is. You must leave the city.
No, you must leave the city. You are the problem, Sivrak. This is my home. I am still trusted here. You brought this on us. You and your friends.
I did. It is my fault. You're right. And I am leaving.
I thought you were the old Sivrak.
I am leaving. But you do not understand when I tell you the Ashen Mage is far more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Well, where am I to go? Leave the children here? You want all the vermin to leave en masse?
It would be safer than staying here. What is next? First they beat people and take them from their homes. Then what?
They're
Throw
looking
them in
for
prison? You know I'm right. I can tell. You are afraid to leave.
Yes.
There is a future out there. I have seen it. There is no future here.
Do you know what is out there, Sivrak? I have heard. Demons.
Who do you think
Roaming
brought
the
the
land.
demons? Who do you think brought the demons? The witch.
You
The
saying this
sorcerer.
grave woman who took Vic from us brought the demons across the land.
She is the reason why Vic is dead. If you ever cared about Vic, if you had any love for her at all, you would do something.
How dare
You
you?
would not just stay here and hide. You are not a mouse.
I will stab you myself and turn you in, hearing you speak her name like this. You know I loved her. You know it. What would you have me do? What would you have us all do? You want me to take the vermin and march out of here into the... out the gates. Protect them from demons and God knows what else.
I can think of no one else I would trust more than you and Gorky and Lelia to lead those children to safety.
Where? Where do we go?
I know of a farm. It is not far from here. There is plenty of food. I will tell you where to go. I will draw it on a map if I have to. There is a man there that runs this farm. He will give you a safe place to live. He will give you a future. A future that these children never had before. Think of their dreams.
Dreams, you speak of dreams.
You and I had dreams when we were children.
Yes, but then we saw what real world was.
You're
It is
right.
not a place for dreams.
You're right. We were beaten down and ripped apart by the city. Don't these children deserve a chance? Something that you and I never had.
Sivrak, you left. I stayed here to watch after the younger. I stayed and did the work to make sure they were safe. You leave and then you come back and you create chaos and you tell me it is my responsibility to look after the children. Where were you? Where were you?
I couldn't do it anymore, my friend. Look at this. Look at what I have become since I have come back. Who do you think wore this before me? What do you think his name was?
I don't care.
That is because Olsvach has sucked it from your soul. I love you, my friend. I am begging you. Please, do not stay here. At least let me ask the others. Perhaps one of them will come.
Ivrak. Or Siv. I have loved you like a brother, too. I have bled with you. I have starved with you. I have killed with you. And I will never know why our beautiful blade, our Vic, died. Or why you had her body, but maybe I do not want to know. I wish for you good fortune and wealth wherever the winds take you. I will leave this city and I will bring the vermin with me and I will go to your farm. But I hope I never see you again.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but I understand. And I'm going to reach into the bag of holding and start taking out gold.
Keep it. I do not want your money.
No. You will need it. You will need it to bribe guards. You will need it for food. You will need it to travel.
And I have something you will need as well. He reaches into his tunic and pulls out a scroll. Gorky got your scroll of non-detection as you requested.
Yes.
You will need it.
Yes, the Ashen Mage wants one of our party, so she will track us to the end of the world without it.
He takes some of the gold that you've given him and he looks at it. He pockets it. Then he turns and he looks down at the alley wall. And a little gap between the cobblestone road and the edge of the crumbling brick, where a bit of weed is poking through. A red thistle struggling to live in this harsh environment inside the walls of the city. He reaches down and he plucks it from the ground. He hands it to you, and as you see it outstretched in front of you in his hand, it is not the red, pressed red thistle that you carried with you for so long. It looks very different from that. Not the brilliant blood color that you buried with Vic. This one is dried and brown, and barely alive. We will both leave Olsvach behind.
but we will always take something of her with us. You may only become something new by remembering where you began.
I have tried very hard to forget this place.
Forgetting is not the way. Remembering is the way.
I take the dried up thistle and I open up my book of poetry and I press it in the middle of it. I will make a distraction. I will buy you time.
What is more distraction than this?
You should see what my friends are capable of.
Farewell, Siv.
Tell the others that I'm sorry.
I will.
And I'm going to hastily write on a piece of paper directions to the farm in Taif.
He grabs it from you and puts it in his vest.
And I'll give him the name of the farm and the name of the halfling. He is blind.
It just gets better and better.
Well, he won't judge you by the way that you look.
What is wrong with how I look? I am
You look great.
Sivrek. They know that you put animals in the stables.
All right. They are
Very well.
laying a trap for us, yes?
Of course.
All right.
I hope you do not die.
He kicks the thing and the thing slides open and he disappears down and it closed again, as if nothing was displaced, as if it is just a ugly alleyway.
Siv just stands there for a moment, staring at the ground.
All right. And as he does, we will check back in with the rest of the team. Where we left off with all of you, you have just reunited with Fahima.
Yes.
And gotten out of Gerskvale Estate. And I believe that the last thing we saw is Uggo using his immense strength to pry apart those shackles that were on Fahima's wrists.
And as soon as Uggo pulls them apart, he just drops them like they mean nothing, and he envelops her in a hug.
Oh, it's good to see you too.
I am proud of you
For not dying.
for escaping.
Yes, it.
I knew you could do it.
Thank you. It was very scary. I thought I might die a couple times.
I'm a little nervously looking around because I know Uggo had to like make some noise in order to rage and break it. So we're in kind of an alleyway in High Strana, yes, or like.
I wouldn't say an
next to some houses?
alleyway, but more tucked in. I think you were tucked behind some trees and bushes.
Good, good, yes.
Yeah, and also you should note, roll me a perception check if you want to look around.
Certainly.
We did get a couple of evil yams just during that last
Ooh,
scene.
they're showing up.
Yeah.
Jeff, does she still have the collar on?
That was
She
my
does still have
question.
the collar
Yes, she
on,
does.
yes.
So I can't cast until that's off.
Correct. So evil yams from Arcane Rebel and Shiny 8-Bit Boo. Thank you for that. Extremely
Thank
generous of
you.
you. Which brings us to now Team Force of Good 51%. Team Force of Evil
Whoa.
49%. We also got
Lights
some
up.
balloons from Sitar, and that's Wild Man. Thank you very much for those.
Hey, thank you.
So the the battle is on, folks. The battle between Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil is on.
So I'll roll a perception check, you said.
Yes, indeed. You do have advantage from Angel Devilson, countered by Changebox.
Thank you both. I'm going to guide myself. That is a 13.
You definitely note the plumes of smoke rising up from farther down. As I mentioned to Jared last week, all of Hystrana sort of continues to ascend up a hill as it rises into the plateaus behind it.
Right.
So you are on a higher part of Hystrana. It descends and then ends, at a ledge at the palisade, and then below that is Lostrana. So you can sort of see that the plumes of smoke seem to be rising not from Lostrana, but from lower down in Hystrana, closer to the wall.
Fahima, you've got dirt and water on you now. Are you injured? Are you okay?
No,
It's a disguise.
Yes.
That's right.
Fahima, hold on.
Can you? Oh, okay.
And
Careful.
Jeff, I'm gonna grab a hold of the collar.
Okay.
And Ugo's gonna, as he looks into Fahima's eyes, he says, "I'm gonna try something," and he rages. But I want to activate the spirit guardians at the same time.
Okay.
Ugo is close. As soon as he rages and sees that they arrive, he closes his eyes and he says, "Help me, ancestors. We need Fahima, Candle Queen. I believe Fahima is your avatar." And I'll try to pull him apart.
Guidance.
Okay. Roll me a strength check. You have, I believe you already have advantage from your rage, right?
With guidance, Ron.
Okay.
With guidance, right.
That's so scary.
That's fair.
I gotta take a
Ripping a
picture because you
collar
wanted me to
off
take a picture last time.
No.
I rolled a 19 and a 20.
Nice.
How we get gold?
So you have 50
Some
gold
gold.
on
We
top of
get
And I
some
rolled
everything
4 on the D4.
else. All right, so Fahima, the experience of seeing Ugo rage in front of you a second time, and you see his eyes kind of glaze over, and this he's consumed by, taken into another place almost, and he's staring right at you and grabbing on this collar that's around your neck, and he pulls, and you start hearing this horrible sound of metal being ripped apart. And as Ugo's arms and shoulders bulge and veins are pulsing on his neck, you see him, and it starts to rip and break. And the metal doesn't even break at the seam. He just rips the metal in two. It is.
Oh, wow.
And as soon as those two halves are in Ugo's hand, you feel this rush, this returning to contact with the arcane weave. You can sense it in your body. You're able to touch that place where you cast spells once again.
Fahima will instantly cast Produce Flame in both hands and throw it onto the ground next to her. Oh my god.
I'm now gonna look around to see if.
All right, roll me a perception check. You have advantage from the pack NW Fallstar, countered by Shiny 8-Bit Boo.
Countered. Okay.
Whew, you don't realize how much you miss it till it's gone.
18.
All right, so you do another double check, and it seems like you have at least a moment now here where no one's around, no one heard that fire hit the ground, Ugo raging. You're fairly confident that you guys are away from any kind of activity or movement, although there does seem to be noises farther down where those plumes of smoke are coming from.
Okay.
I wonder where Civ is.
Oh, yeah. Are you okay,
Keeping
Fahima?
these. And Ugo puts the pieces of the collar in his pack.
All right.
All right. We need to get Civ back.
Yes.
And we don't know where he went.
Well,
He said he was going to go warn the vermin. That's what he told us when he left. But that was at least an hour, 90 minutes ago.
and I don't think I could find that necessarily again. Do you?
No, I don't. think we should leave Hystrana yet.
And what's going on with the demons then?
We killed some demons in the sewer.
Why are there demons?
Again,
Question.
because of the urn, it seems they're reaching everywhere, including Olsvach.
And we don't know where these are coming from.
No, they seem to be just everywhere all at once. Though, Fahima, correct me if I'm wrong, you said, sorry, I'm assuming actually that I heard everything that you told Lily.
Mm.
Yes, so you said that you were able to get back through the circle?
Yes, so I just waited for her to come back through, and I don't know who it was, but I assume it was her, and I
Right.
just jumped right back through it. And so you didn't find the thing, right?
We got
Yeah.
caught and
Artist?
had to run away.
Immediately.
Okay, so I think I might know
We
where it is.
dressed up like we were with the Ashen Mage, which was a crucial mistake because the Ashen Mage was there.
Was already there.
Yeah.
But you didn't see her leave. You just the portal opened and you jumped through.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm still so confused how she didn't just instantly murder you all.
She dispelled.
got lucky.
Yeah.
You're very
basically.
good at running.
We
Well-
all.
She did talk to me through the sands. I told this to Lily already, but she said she wants me to know the truth, and that the truth will lead me back to her. And I'm starting to think I'm second guessing whether or not I want to know the truth, and maybe that's why she kept you alive, because me knowing the truth and coming back to her is of the utmost importance.
I think she was more focused on you, and I think the only reason we're alive right now is because the first thing she asked us was, "Where is Fahima?" So I think she was still very much focused on you, and that she basically let us get away.
Yeah.
Because she knew that you are where I would come back to you.
How
Easier
do
to
you
find
know
me.
she knows truth?
What?
How do you know she knows truth?
What do you mean?
She says she knows truth. She's a liar.
Is she though? I don't think she is.
Well,
What has she
Listen.
lied about?
Listen, we can get into all of the theories of this later. We need to deal with this right now. First, we should probably move ourselves because we made quite a bit of noise right here. So let's at least
I
get to
did
another.
look around, and everyone seems pretty distracted by all the smoke.
Okay, all right.
I'm not saying we shouldn't move, but
If there's a way to make sure that the Ashen Mage is gone from Olsvach, I think there's an opportunity right now to get back into the house.
I agree.
Okay, so when I came back out of the portal, there was a room that was hidden by thick cement and metal, and there wasn't a way. I ran my fingers across the surface, tried to listen, but I couldn't get in it. So I honestly don't know how we could get in without getting caught. I mean, I only escaped by the, pure luck.
We could cause quite a massive distraction. Yes.
Can you meld into metal?
No, sadly not. Where is the teleportation circle in the house, Fahima?
The basement. Do you remember when I pointed out on the map those two sort of rectangular
Mm-hmm.
markers?
still there?
We were there in the
Yes.
lobby. Yes,
So
Which
where those
side?
stairs? Those stairs?
Yes.
They go down to the same place,
they do. Okay, got it.
right? Right, Jeff?
That's right.
Okay.
I mean, I
What of
don't.
Civ?
Yeah, we have to get Civ back first, I think.
Yes, I'll cast Ascending to Civ. I think. But I
just feel like we've tempted fate already going back in. But I do. I don't know.
Now have no collar.
But we did come
Our
out.
magic does not stand up against the Ashen Mage.
But if
I
she's
think
gone,
it's good for us to remember that.
But we
And
don't
I-
know if she's gone.
We don't know she's
we
gone.
don't know if she's
Her
gone.
portal is right next to it.
I may have some help with that, but let me talk to Civ first. I will cast Sending to Civ.
Okay. 25 words or less.
Where are you? We have Fahima, still near the house. Come to us. and then I'll describe as best we can with my remaining like 10 words where we are.
Okay. All right, and you see, as you often do, that sending spell disapparate and go off into the ether. So, Jared, Civ receives that spell as he stands there in the alleyway.
What exactly did you say?
Where are you? We have Fahima. We're still near the house. Come to us, and then I'll describe where we are.
I would love it if that was Civ sending back.
Sorry,
what was that?
You broke up.
I get bad service here.
And you hear me now.
Sucks.
How about now? Is it better if I am here?
So if you're running out of words, you're running out of words.
What if I am on top of building? All right, so this is what Civ says back. Vardo compromised. Guards invade Lostrana. Vermin are lost. We should flee. Distraction needed. Fires not enough. Sivrak reborn. I come to you.
What'd he say?
Vardo's compromised.
Vardo?
They know.
You try right?
They know we have the Vardo.
That's not great.
So they are looking for us.
Well, Lulu, what is it? Lulu's compromised?
They're definitely looking for us. They're invading all of Lostrana.
What else did he say?
That he's on his way.
The only thing we have going for us right now is that I think the last place they would think that we would be right back where we were trying to get in.
Yes.
Here's the other thing.
Cannot leave here. These people need help.
I agree with you, Argo, 100%, because...
We
listen,
put them in this situation.
I know. We can't allow the Lostrana to be punished for this. But this is the thing, and I was just thinking about this before. If the cheesemonger has gone from this rags to riches story, it was one thing as if they let him have a house, but now it's like they're letting him run the entire city, and I can't think that that's a coincidence. I think it has to be connected to this item that the Ashen Mage gave him.
Yes.
And so, in a way, as crazy as it sounds, our only choice
Orc plan.
is to get it
Orc plan.
and remove that power from him.
Get item or die.
Okay, I hear your plan, and if we die immediately, it helps no one and possibly hurts more people.
Can we?
So going right back in there, we need to have a very solid plan, because I don't think we can necessarily just rely on the Ashen Mage not being.
What makes you think we will now start making good plans?
Hang on, please. I have an answer.
And I have more questions.
I could have several answers.
Okay, I'm listening.
I will pull out Onevrius Keen's book, Plainer Speaking.
Okay.
There's a spell that I can ritual cast that allows me to reach out to my friends in low places.
And
I could ask the old ones for answers to some of our questions.
at what cost?
It's not an easy spell. There is a tax, but
What is it?
I need to. My mind needs to be strong enough.
So if you are not prepared, what? You suffer from insanity?
Something like that.
James?
No, be clear.
I don't know.
I'll go walk up and
I don't
put
know.
a hand
I
on
don't know all of the
shoulder.
dangers. I don't know all of the dangers. It's a very. I've never tried it before. But there are things that can help. Lily, this sounds weird to ask. If you could inspire me beforehand, that could help. There are ways to limit our risk. And if it works, I get 5 questions.
What is risk?
The risk is that my mind breaks temporarily.
Okay, well, if it's only temporary.
Okay, well, I'll just knock you out then. So let's do this.
Jeff,
hold
can
on.
does Fema know anything about this spell?
No.
This
no,
is
you do not.
an inebrious
This
custom.
no, this is
It's
the
a
kind of-
warlock spell.
It's a
but-
warlock spell. This is the kind
Oh.
of thing that you would not have learned, you would not know about. It's not the kind of thing that's talked about in polite places.
Well, James, this.
To see the
sounds-
light, one must know what is dark.
What are you saying, Lily?
Yes, I agree. I'll go. And also, what questions would you ask that would be so helpful?
I'm glad you asked, and I would like to
Workshop
brainstorm.
them?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
great, yeah.
But this is what I'm thinking. Is the Ashen Mage still in Olsvach?
Great start.
Mm. Is it the Ashen Mage's item that gives the cheesemonger this power over the vetch?
What answer does that?
No.
Where does it get us?
No.
Because if
Is it
it
the
is,
item that
if it is, then if we take it, then we can do something about all of this going on right now.
And
word
if it's not,
question better?
All right.
Because
it's-
if she has item that does not give him power, could say no.
I'm sorry, what?
If she holds power over item and you ask if she has given him power, the answer would be no, because she has the power, not him.
or the item,
Right.
and not him.
Word question better.
Does it have to be a yes or no question?
It has to be answerable by one word.
Oh, okay. So yes, no, maybe.
Yes, no. I mean, yes, no. It can be specific. If I ask
Porcupine.
Okay.
if I ask what the item is, and that's answerable by one word, yes.
Okay.
Ring, cloak, something.
I do not know if your dark gods work like ancestors, but ancestors want very specific wording.
Yes, no, I hear you, for certainly. Believe me, given all of my ups and downs with speaking with dead people, I'm being very specific about wording.
What? Why
Jared,
not ask?
did Civ leave as soon as you hear the sending in your head? Did you start going back or no?
I probably would want to see how bad things are in Lostrana, but I would start making my way back. Yes.
Okay, we'll check back with you a
Yeah.
second. I just want to make sure you're not.
I might even,
beelining it back.
not that I want to go close to it, but I might even just kind of take a glance over in the direction of the stables to see how locked down they have it, or if they're trying to set some kind of sneaky ambush and I don't see any guards around it. What
Okay.
their approach is on that.
Okay.
So, what is the item? Fahima, you say you know where it is?
Potentially, there was a heavily guarded room with no entrance that I could see, so it seemed likely it was there.
That's all right.
But I don't know how to get in.
I mean, is the question...
Is the item in the house?
I think we know that. I think that's a wasted question.
But I guess I don't understand. If they were moving the item around, perhaps there were enforced areas all around the house, so who knows if it was actually in that room?
And if she is wise, she would move items.
Right.
Well, we know
Exactly.
he was moving it. We know that. We have Vladifin's journal. -3, I think, was the last entry.
Can you ask then what room is the item in?
Yes. Or what area? Yes.
And who's answering these questions?
Possibly Shothragot.
And he's all-knowing? They are all-knowing?
I mean, if they don't know the answer, they can say unknown or something. Do you have any better suggestions?
No. Other than survive.
This is the thing. I mean, remember what they told me last time I spoke to him directly at underneath Sky Scorcher Peak. They wanted me to show the Ashen Mage how powerful they were. Now is the time for them to put up or shut up.
They wanted you to show the Ashen Mage how powerful they are?
Yes, they wanted me. They wanted the old ones wanted me to be their instrument here to show the Ashen Mage that she's not everything she promises to be.
I just have a bad feeling about it, that's all.
I definitely have a bad feeling about it, but the entire situation is bad, so I'm going with what we've got.
Huggo steps up to James very close. Looks him straight in the eyes and says, "If you learned, could you use against own god? If necessary."
If you're asking that this means I'm more on board with the old ones, absolutely not. But I need to use this. This power that I've learned, I learned it to stop situations like this. That guard I killed, the guard I killed back in Turles, I killed because he was doing things like this.
Did not know.
I told you.
Yes, but you did not say things like this.
Well, I don't like revisiting it all that often.
By knowing what is dark, you may be the light that reveals truth.
Thank
Use
you.
dark as a weapon against itself.
Thank you.
Do not like it. But I trust you, James.
Jeff,
Yes.
I would like Fahima to look through the files that she has, the Erdenfurt file,
Okay.
and see if there's any information that might help us with this endeavor.
What are you looking for specifically? I mean, information that
there's
would help us with this endeavor.
Any notes that pertain to some kind of item, if it's from the Erdenfurt file, probably something that's manufactured.
Right.
Any clue as to what this item might be, and see if that's in what I took from the Ashen Mages.
All right. Well, I mean, investigation check. You have advantage from Beaker. No, excuse me. Gateway guy, countered by Witch Space.
Okay. Okay. Investigation 19.
You search through your teammates see you opening these sort of leather-bound folders that have notes that are scrawled in a strange script, and this one in particular has drawings and schematics, and you are studying it and looking through as your companions are talking back and forth, trying to find anything, any reference to Olsvach, any reference to the cheesemonger, anything about this in the file. You do not find anything that would reference this place or give you any kind of insight into what's happening here.
These look fascinating, but yes.
I should fill you in, and I will tell them about the clockwork warden and the notes that are in Erdenfurt's file.
Yeah, she seems to have found a file that is labeled Erdenfurt and has what seem to be blueprints. James, if you look at them, I think you will be in particular very impressed and almost baffled by the level of ingenuity and engineering on display. It looks to be something the size of a warden, but clockwork.
Oh my goodness.
And Uggo, they are getting their materials from Thorn, it looks like.
All right. This is a lot. This is a lot to but I think we need to do one thing at a time.
And I'm not about to say split the party. I would never say split the party.
Already split.
But I do want to say the Ashen Mage was very particular about telling me that she knows where I am. So, going into the cheesemonger's house, you might not want to live track her with you.
If
Here's
she
the
knows
thing.
where you are, then perhaps she's probably still here.
And we
Nope.
break teleportation circle.
We break the teleportation circle. I can dispel. If she's not here, which we'll know after I cast the spell and ask, hopefully they know. If she's not here, I can dispel a teleportation circle. I'll need a short rest.
Best
Oh,
offensive maneuver is cutting off a defense's escape route.
she cannot get here, her fast track is removed. It'll take her a lot longer, days perhaps.
You could dispel a teleportation circle?
I can.
Okay.
Well, if she is here, we quickly have to change our plans, so
Right.
there's
So
that.
first things first is we need information. So
Also, if we're going to go in there, I don't know how you're feeling, but I could benefit from a rest. What time of day is it, Jeff?
Oh, it's later in the day at this point. You guys spend an hour at least an hour inside the little dugout,
Household,
little
right.
hiding hold place. So
Mhm.
I would say it's probably more like 3 or 4 o'clock at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have time for a long rest.
We need Civ as well. We can't go
Well,
without
I
it.
won't be much help then. I don't really have many spell slots left.
I am also drained. I can get angry.
I feel like it's very risky to go in there with no options.
Okay. We don't have any place to stay tonight. But okay. I mean, all right, first things first is we need to know if she's here.
But if we sleep tonight, then element of surprise is gone.
Well, we could sleep until middle of the night. And then go in the middle of the night
Maybe.
when they're sleeping.
And how do we plan on finding out if she's here?
The spell that I'm about to cast to contact the old
Are
ones.
you sure it's a good idea for you to cast this, James?
And what happens if you do go insane? Can you tell us about how we can help
They're
you
like
with
a
that?
I
Situation.
will knock him out and carry him.
Oh,
Argo's plan is actually probably the best one.
okay.
Okay.
Head trauma.
How long will you
A long rest.
Okay.
So, okay, the questions. Is the Ashen Mage still in Olsvach? What is the item?
What room is the item in?
Mm-hmm.
What room within the Cheesemonger's mansion is the item in?
But can you ask a question so that you already know the answer to that?
I don't know what you mean.
Give us an example.
Well, if you ask the first question, it's in the house, and it says no, then not in a room.
Right, yes, yeah. Well, okay. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm asking, is the Ashen Mage still in the house? Where is where in the house is the item? And if it's not in the house, they'll say, you know,
Porcupine.
yeah, porcupine, something.
That is weird.
Some other, and then okay, all right, and then if we get the item, if we control the item, can we do something? Can we control the veg, or can we remove the cheesemonger's power?
I
You want
also
to use item against the vetch?
Not against the veg. I just wanted to stop what's going on. I want to remove the cheesemonger's influence, basically.
Yeah, I just was making clear that we were not intending to take item and then make own rules.
No.
what happens if the Ashen Mage does appear? If she's, as she usually is, and 2 steps ahead of us? What do we do?
Then the
She's
first
not
thing,
going to let us go again, especially
Then-
if I'm there.
then removing the teleportation circle should be the first thing we do.
But what if we don't make it?
Literally, Lily, you can dimension door us there from 500 feet away, and I can dispel it, and before anyone knows we're in the house.
I probably shouldn't interject here, but Behemoth you could walk through the teleportation circle.
What do you mean?
You have the spell to walk, and you could. Oh, you
could-
didn't study it. Never mind.
She didn't
you didn't
study
study it. Never mind. You don't know it. You don't know the rune pattern. You didn't study it. Never mind. Sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, Jeff.
Who was that?
Was that the old ones?
No,
They're
sound-
answering us already.
they sound a little different.
Behema, you sounded weird for a second.
Sorry. I should.
No,
stay quiet.
no.
I'm just
right.
drawn in by this plotting and scheming.
Okay.
Right,
well,
I'm going. So I'm it's going to take 11 minutes for me to cast this thing. So if we're in an okay place right now, I would like to start doing that.
Just
All
make
right.
sure your questions are super specific. So,
Of
is the
course.
Ashen Mage still in Olsvach?
Yes, yes.
Where is
yes.
where is the item within the cheesemonger's house? Also, do you have to say
Yes.
what the item is?
I can
or
ask what the item is, so we
So-
know, so there's no confusion.
What's the question? How do you phrase
Our-
it?
What is the item? What?
A very good question, Kate.
What is the item? The Ashen Mage chat's loving this right now. I know you are.
What is the item the Ashen Mage has given the cheesemonger that has given him control and promoted him to poach to vetch?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay,
Good one.
I just say more specific.
I agree.
specificity.
I totally agree. I know. I'm getting very triggered. Could you please inspire
What is
me?
Ashen Mage's
Lily?
weakness?
Yeah, bardic inspiration. Absolutely, you got it.
What is Ashen Mage's weakness?
That's very vague. That's if one
They have to give you answer.
one word.
Um,
Okay.
Better than not knowing any words.
All right. If I have an extra one, I'll ask that.
No. And if you have extra, ask where.
All right. So
Rock
while you
eyes.
are preparing for that, we'll check back in with Civ. Civ, you are looping back.
Gosh.
So, honestly, the your friends are in the opposite direction from the stables, right? It's not like a swing by type of situation. The stables are at the front of the city, right? Near the entrance of the city, and the palisade is at the back, the northern part of the city. So it would take walking the opposite direction to go check out the stables.
Well, I was thinking I was going to go up. So if I can go up a building and then look out
just look?
across. Yeah,
Yes.
especially because Olsvach is, since we've established it as having tiers, I just
Right.
want to look over that direction. And are there a bunch of guards sitting on top of the stables and patrolling around in front of it? Or is there
Right.
nobody there and they make it look, empty?
Right. Okay, so you want to sort of stealthily climb up a building? Is that the idea?
I mean, the guards are everywhere, right? They could,
Yes.
in theory, be going up a building too. So
I just wanted to
no.
make sure yeah, I mean, if you wanted to be hiding as you climb up a building, or if you're fine with
No,
people seeing a guard climb
in,
the building.
I'm in full guard mode.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanna appear like I'm just like any other guard that's raiding these buildings and terrorizing the people.
Okay. So just give me a perception check. You have advantage from Chafrikas, countered by
Yes.
Shiny 8-Bit Boo.
Okay. 11.
11. Well, the city is full of guards. You are
Right.
seeing, as you get higher up in this, the highest building you can find that's nearby. There's not a lot of high buildings, frankly, in Lostrana, except for the clock tower,
Right.
which you would, you know well, but it's not nearby where you are now. But you get up to the second, third story building is basically all you're going to get here, and you definitely see a lot of activity in all of the alleyways. As you look toward the stables, you can't be quite certain, but you definitely see a couple of guards in that direction in the streets. You can't be certain that they are staking out that particular place, but
Right.
there's movement in the alleys. There's people being questioned. There's guards on bullhorns making those pronouncements, searching for you.
Is anyone resisting?
A couple of people are, and then they're swiftly beaten.
Okay.
But it is mostly people who are trying to avoid harm.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, that more or less answers my question. Yeah, I'm gonna head back to where they told me they were gonna be, because I don't know how long they're gonna be there. So I would march back.
Okay. And because you can walk down the streets relatively in the open, you can go a much more direct way and get back a little faster. I am going to ask you to roll me a deception check, just for the guards that see you walking by. You have advantage from Hadrian X on that one.
Okay. Deception or disguise?
Oh, you have disguise? You can roll disguise.
I have
if you
both.
that. Then I would do disguise, yeah.
Okay. And
Actually,
I'm sorry.
no, roll me deception, because I think that it's more about the the manner in which you're walking.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I have advantage, but it was canceled.
No, you have straight advantage from Hadrian.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you. Deception. Where is my? There it is. 21.
All right. So you walk down the street. Even the guards that notice you, that look up from what they're doing, give you a nod, and it is completely. You are unsuspected as you march back north through the streets among this chaos that is erupting in the city all around you, and you get back to the palisade. In fact, you are able to. You don't even have to climb it. You're able to move through the guard station and go up the way that guards are able to. During normal times, it is a heavily guarded area. This is not something that you have ever been inside before. But it is a portion of the wall that you can actually go inside and ascend up ladders and stairways all the way up the length of the palace.
Oh, so they don't have like a real gate.
It's
you
not
have
a gate,
to go up and over.
No. There's a way to get to High Strana. They would never sully themselves by going through Low Strana. Some of them.
Right.
There is a way to get through there in a different way, but this is a manner for guard presence to go up and down. You saw the guards rappelling down the side, not even worrying about this because so many of them were going down. But there is a way to move up and down through the interior of the palisade. But that would be like walking into the police station,
Right.
Which you are now doing because you look like police.
Right. Okay. Then I'll march right through and head back to where James told me they were at.
All right, and you arrive. The rest of you see a guard start coming. Lily, you've been keeping watch, and you've been looking out, and you see this gilded, plate-mailed guard with a green sash and a helmet come striding, beelining right toward you, as if he knows exactly where you are.
Once I start getting into the general area of where they're at, I'll take out my red scarf and just dangle it off of my belt.
Is everything
Okay.
all right?
How long was this, Jeff?
This is in the entire conversation that you had, and into James's meditation. You're at the last couple of moments of James' meditation. But I need you to roll me a perception check to see if you catch this red scarf action. You have advantage from the pack NW Fallstar, countered by shiny 8-bit boo.
Well, I got 21.
Ooh, nice.
Shatter him.
So you definitely you see this green you see this green sash, and then you see a hand come out and flip a red scarf. Looks a lot like the red scarf that was given to you on Marakumi Farms.
Okay, there is a guard coming in. I think he's already killed Civ.
What?
Amazing.
He has his scarf.
I'll stop and I'm
probably
gonna
not Civ?
I'm gonna wave the red scarf back and forth.
He's taunting me. He's taunting me. I go, he knows I'm here. He knows we're here.
Lily,
He's got Civ.
It is Civ.
No, that's a guard.
And
He's
then I'll
dressed
put
like a guard.
put the red scarf away, and I'll look around to see if there's any other guards or any other people watching.
You don't see any.
Okay, then I'll flip the visor up.
Clearly Civ.
Okay.
See, look, Civ.
It is Civ.
You have no faith in Civ if you think guard could kill Civ.
We all almost died many times.
Yeah,
since
and
we've
Civ
known
is
each
a
other.
cat. He cannot die. He had 9 lives.
So are you guys like waving me over or like?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry, I probably
I
should have
did
said
it.
it out loud.
All right, so you hear Civ clanking up in his new thick scale mail.
Is it
Armor.
scale mail or plate mail?
Excuse me, plate. I said scale.
Okay.
Plate.
Fancy.
Civ, as you arrive, you see James sitting with his eyes almost white, completely white, just kind of zoning out and clearly not present, not aware of you.
What is going on? We need to leave.
We need to be very quiet because James is casting a very, very hard spell for him. Also, sorry, I
I
thought you
look
got
around.
killed. I didn't mean to insult you.
How? I am not insulted. I look around. How out in the
look.
open are they?
Not very. I mean, you are pretty confident that they have tucked themselves in an area that seems untrafficked, at least. Yeah, pretty secure.
Just
I mean,
hanging out on somebody's porch.
Yeah, no, I mean it's off the. They are, they have moved away from these mansions, and they seem relatively safe. I mean, anywhere up in Hystrona, especially right now, is not going to be super safe to stay in the same place for a long period of time. But you feel fairly confident that you could, have a bit of a conversation here.
How much more time does he need?
Just a few more minutes, I think.
All right, I will stand watch for now.
They're not gonna say hello to Fahima?
Hello. I'm sorry.
Are you okay, friend?
No.
What is wrong?
We have made a very big mistake.
Why?
We should not have come here. And it is my fault.
Why?
The vermin are turning their backs on us. And I cannot say I blame them.
Surprised.
I'm sorry,
And we are in a lot of trouble. The Vetch are punishing Lower Strana. They are pulling people from their homes. They are beating them until they tell them where we are. And most of them don't know. And they are beating them nonetheless.
Okay. So if this plan doesn't work, then it is our responsibility to make sure that the city knows that we're leaving.
Yes. I think we should leave and make sure they know that we have left.
No. These people need to be freed.
They are afraid. They
yes,
will not.
We should
they
show
will-
them not to be.
They will not fight back right now. There are too many guards.
We thin them.
I already have. But the Vetch are many. Their power is far-reaching, especially here. It is too dangerous. And the longer we stay, the more they suffer.
So you don't think it's worth it to try?
I don't know what you have planned. I don't know what spell he is going to cast. But if the Ashen Mage is still here pulling the strings, and the Poch the Vetch, yes, the Poch the Vetch is still able to get the rest of the Vetch to do what they are doing, we are making people suffer. It is
No, we
our
are
fault.
not. We are
It
not
is-
making them suffer. She is.
Yes, and we need to stop her. But
Yes.
this is not the right place to do it.
If we can
Why?
take away the
Because your
cheesemonger's
people
power?
are hurting?
No, because we do not have the resources. She is too powerful. She can stop time, my friend. How do you stop someone that can tell you that you are done? Can walk up to you and slit your throat, and there's nothing you can do. You can't even defend yourself.
Civ,
We should be dead. We should
you-
all be dead.
do you think that if we took this item away from the cheesemonger, that it would create enough upheaval, enough of a disruption, that we could, at least if not reverse, end what's happening here?
If you could get the Vetch to turn on the cheesemonger, yes. If you can stop this item, if you can destroy this item, if you can steal this item, yes. But we don't know where the item is. We don't know how to get it.
Well, we have ideas because I was inside of the house, and also
How
Civ,
did you
I-
get out?
of the house.
Yeah.
Oh, through that hole that I dug. Well, that's the belt dug. Civ,
She mold out, basically.
and then I'll fill Civ in on entering the Ashen Mage's lair and stealing the things, but also Civ. I told you that I was going to get you the Ashen Mage's dagger, so you could hurt her yourself with it. And Fahima reaches back out of her trousers and pulls out the silver dagger.
As you do that, I pull out a scroll.
I'll go
Seems like
pull
a fair-
out a crustacean hammer.
Seems like a fair trade to me.
Yes, she should not be able to track you with this. This is the gift that the vermin gave me so that we would leave. And before you even realize what happened, he palms the dagger and switches it with the scroll.
Gods
I
are
am-
fast.
I'm a little confused. So you have a someone said something about a belt and being able to go on the ground?
And then
Yes.
just in that moment, James's eyes go black. Okay.
Guys, friends.
I need to roll an intelligence saving throw as I cast contact other plane.
Did you give yourself guidance before this?
I can't guide, it's a saving throw. Guidance is only for ability checks.
You have advantage from Beaker Par, countered by Shiny 8-Bit Boo.
Did get the from Lily?
Bardic
Yes, and I did
Bardic
get Bardic
Inspiration.
Inspiration from Lily. Big roll. Big roll. Oh. It's a nat 15 for 17.
All right.
You got it?
I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right. So you see his eyes completely black as your mid-sentence ago, and you see him start to shake and his body convulse, and there's this moment where he's racked with the sweat pouring down his forehead, over moistening his collar. You see him straining to the intensity, the pressure inside his own brain, and then there's a calm. And James, you are in another place. There is a blackness in front of you, a blackness on blackness.
You said you wanted me to fight the Ashen Mage. Now's your chance. Is the Ashen Mage still in Olsvach?
No.
What is the item that the Ashen Mage gave the cheesemonger that allowed him to become Posh to Vetch?
Bone.
Where in the house, in the cheesemonger's house, is the bone? What is the Ashen Mage's weakness?
Arrogance.
And he thinks for a moment. And he can't come up with a fifth. So he says, "Why haven't I been sleeping?"
And then you come awake.
Oh!
Oh, you okay? You okay?
Ow!
Hey.
You just do mental push-ups. You're sweaty.
Ow.
I'll go like kind of behind James and give him like a little shoulder massage. You're okay. You're here now. You're here.
Are you insane?
It worked. No. I'm here.
Good.
Ow. It
That's what
worked.
an insane person would say, though.
Do you want some water? Water?
Touche.
Water.
Yes, please. Yes, please. She's gone. She's not here.
Okay.
The item is a bone
Ugh,
of some sort.
I actually knew that.
What?
I forgot that the Ashen Mage did say that to me.
It's okay. There's
But that's
a lot
all I
going
know.
on.
She only said bone.
Okay, well, it's a bone. And apparently it's in the parlor. And I got
It was the Ashen Mage with the bone in the parlor.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And I mean, this is something else we knew also, but her weakness is arrogance. She doesn't expect us to come back at her. But we can do something here. We can really make a difference, not only in the lives of the people in Lostrana, but of the lives of the people of all of Ain who she's trying to affect. Because remember what we heard. We heard that the deals and the money made here are funding the war against Dalto Thum. We have to do something here. We can't leave.
We are heroes of Bingle. We should be heroes of Olsvach too.
Civ, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're back.
Whose bone?
That's my question.
We'll answer that question later, I think, once we have it.
Who could it possibly be?
I don't know.
Araban? Chrono Dragon?
If it is mind control of some way, maybe it is Araban.
A bone of a mind flayer? Do they even have bones?
I have no
Guess
idea.
they do.
They look very cartilagey.
They are not.
Cartilaginous.
Yeah. Like
Never seen
sharks.
Okay,
What?
listen. Are we doing this? I need a short rest, at least.
I need a long rest.
Same.
We need to start a long rest as soon as possible, and we go back at night.
We also need to get on the same page if we're going to do this and agree that this is what we want to do. It's
sorry,
very dangerous.
I'm sorry, you're right. I don't want to assume for everyone. I'm not going anywhere.
And before we rest, I should probably impart upon you the rest of what I learned while I was away from you, just in case, so we don't have more of this details that
Bone
I know
situation?
that I haven't
Please!
told you because we were separated.
Please.
Another thing that that I found was and can we do this as we're sitting down to rest if we can find a place?
Well, I
Where
mean,
are we
what's the
resting?
plan? Are we resting for a short time, or are we resting for a long time? Because this is certainly not safe enough to, have 8 hours of sleep.
Have a sleep, yeah.
We could, if
Jeff,
we could.
do I know of a place that I could take them that might last for 8 hours?
I think in normal times you certainly would. Now, there are places in Lostrana that you would go, but it seems like they're systematically moving through that part of the city. There's the hidey holes up here, but those are small. You could split up and go into multiple of them. You could just try to make camp in some tucked corner, but that is, you don't know of any place, I think, that you're confident after that horn went off that would be safe to go for 8 hours.
Lily,
Sleep in sewers.
Lily, how tapped are you?
I mean, I've got disguise self. That's about it.
You don't have
I
one.
think
You
I
don't have
have-
one more dimension door.
I have one more, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Can she use the Pearl of Power?
I think she needs to attune to it. That's a very good question. Oh, I already used it today.
Well, I didn't use any of my arcane energy, so I'm ready to go.
I can still get really angry a couple times. I'll break a parlor, find a bone.
I want to remind everyone, I'm not trying to be the wet blanket here, but there are people in there who might be very dangerous.
If I get an hour, we can
You
definitely.
can't defend yourself completely, though, James.
No, I know, but I have ideas for distractions.
Well,
Something
on
they're
that
not
note-
expecting.
On that note, we're going to take a little break, and you guys can figure out how you're going to get some rest. And we'll take our intermission now and be back in a short amount of time. Let me thank some folks that were giving us love during that stretch. We got some balloons from Disgruntled Vet. Thank you. Those are Force of Good balloons,
Disgruntled vet.
which puts Team Force of Good at 52%. And Team Force of Evil
Whoa.
at 48%. So
Barely holding on.
It is barely holding on. We will be back shortly, and we will find out how the team is going to handle the rest situation and maybe going back into the mansion. All right, we'll see you after a short break. Thanks for watching. All right, we are back from intermission. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got some love during the intermission. Thank you all for the love. We got some balloons from Mother of Cats 9 and Angel Devilson. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a yam, an evil yam from Changebox. Thank you, Changebox. You know what that did?
I think they took the
Changed
lead.
the box. It changed the little box of the score. The score. Oh, Changebox with a second yam.
Whoa.
Holy moly.
What
And
in the
Shiny
world?
8-Bit Boo with the yam. What
Oh
am I
my
doing right now?
They clearly do not want us to do what they think we're about to do. It's clearly what they want. They don't want that to
They
happen.
are putting the brakes on hardcore. That puts Team Force of Evil at 67%.
Yikes.
Wow.
33% for
boy.
Team Force of
Wow,
Good. So
wow,
Team Force of
wow,
Evil has
wow.
made their presence known in the second half team. We always say it. Second half
Looks-
team.
Looks like the turntables have. Right.
Turn.
Turntables have turned.
All right, so we are back, and we are figuring out how we're going to rest, where we're going to rest. Again, Civ, not a lot of options that you would go to at this point, simply because all of your go-to places are in Lostrana, which seems to be under occupation at the moment. And up here, it's not a place that you would want to stay very long
Right.
in normal times.
Well, and
Do
did
I
you
know
ta-
of anybody that I could bribe? Is there somebody that would house us if I gave them enough money?
I don't think up in here in a Hystrana. No, I mean, you guys, the people. I mean, you slept at Moved's beds. That place is still here up in Hystrana, probably not under occupation. But who knows? The horn rang out, across Olsvach. It wasn't just a horn in Lostrana. It was across Olsvach. So the dynamic has changed everywhere. And you guys also know of Gerstvale Manor, which you had some interactions there. But other than that, you've been up here briefly to run cons and do things. It's not, especially in the time since you've been away. I don't think you'd have any contacts that you feel confident that you could bribe, other than the just approaching anybody and bribing a stranger as you might.
And you told us that the guards specifically were asking for a tabaxi, an orc, a gnome, and 2 human-looking people.
Right.
Yeah.
So Moved's beds is probably out.
Yeah. I
'Cause
no, I wasn't.
They
thinking
have
of
other
going there
descriptions.
anyways.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Okay.
Hema,
Yes.
the belt you wear.
hmm
You say you can dig into ground and make ground move without as if it's water?
Yes. So as far as I can tell, we could use it as the Ashen Mage did, where we can sort of create a tunnel that stays open.
Jeff,
or
can we see
close
the
behind-
palace from here?
Alice.
Not from here, no. Where the High Prince would live, no. That's the farthest recesses of Hystrana, even past where the mansions are. You could get there from here, but it would be you'd probably expect a high guard presence there as well. But yeah, no, you can't see it from here.
Why are you looking for the palace?
Well, if she can dig in the ground and the palace is around, she could crumble foundation, make palace sink into ground.
We could do it to the cheesemonger's mansion as well.
Yeah, I don't. I think
Might be
the
a bit slow going.
and I think also the distraction to drive people. I think the people that are at the cheesemonger's house right now are probably not going anywhere. I think the distraction has taken everybody else away. We saw people milling about.
Well, palace, I bet everybody come running.
Hey, folks, real quick, I want to say we got a gold potato. Team Force of Good is
Yay.
not taking the night off. War Pig 22 with the
Yay.
gold potato. Thank you. War Pig.
Wow.
Thank
sorry.
you.
Continue.
All right.
Now we could. Speaking of, we could rest if we wanted to in a tunnel.
That's a good idea. Can we dig a tunnel that all of us can get into?
Yes, and then I can cast Tiny Hut, so it's more comfortable.
Okay. Where do we find this tunnel?
We just create it.
I mean, okay, yeah.
Just into the ground?
Well, we'll find somewhere that's hidden to create the entrance, because we would need to leave it open for air.
Right.
Oh, right.
If we can live underground, then we don't need to leave.
That's
Could we potentially tunnel back where you were, Fahima?
Well, where
Really
I
hard to
exited.
find. Yeah.
I escaped from a bush outside, so I was thinking that we could perhaps tunnel back into the basement
The
room.
sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it will probably be guarded.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
also not exactly stealthy because I definitely felt you coming.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah, but
I
we were
didn't
trying to
know
get
that's
her
what
out
I
of
was
there.
feeling, but it was something.
I wish I could say we could tunnel right into the secret room, but it was reinforced with cement and metal. And I don't think this can tunnel through metal.
That may not be it though, because remember what I told you. The old ones told me that the item is in the parlor. So maybe it's not even in that room.
Right.
But the old ones might define parlor differently.
That's
Probably
a
not
completely different
basement.
matter. It's a good point.
When was the last time they were in a parlor?
They're
there
probably might be in
is-
their dungeon.
If I could get
They're
a
still
short,
moving around.
if I could get a short rest, I can create a heck of a diversion or a distraction to incapacitate a lot of guards
Where?
all over the house.
But don't you think that's going to just cause a high alert to the house?
I mean, yeah, cause a lot of distraction, and then we go in at the same time or
I
right
think-
afterwards.
I think they'll know that it's
Yeah.
a distraction.
I don't
think
know.
as a last case resort, that makes sense.
There are demons loose in the city.
I would say perhaps if we're going to go back in the house, our best bet is to actually do a heist.
And be sneaky about it.
Okay.
And
But
we could create a distraction outside of the house, but I think once we're in the house, don't you think the Ashen Mage will just come right back?
That's why we go first. First place we need to go is that teleportation circle and take it out.
Okay.
Right, but the second we're in the house, she's back, right? Because it takes, what, 2
It,
seconds?
takes a minute to cast teleportation circle.
Ah! Ugh. That's how long
What?
it takes for me to memorize the sigils. Guess
Right?
I'm
I'm not wrong about that.
Spelling
It does take a moment. It does take 1 minute to actually cast it.
I believe that's correct. I can double check.
Civ,
Yes.
you are very quiet.
I don't have
1
much
minute.
to say.
Is this a plan you are on board with, or
The longer we stay, the more they suffer.
they will suffer when we are gone as well?
Yes.
We need to make a difference. We can make a difference, and then we can leave. We just can't leave it like this.
I cannot believe Candle Queen brought us here so that we could see this and leave and do nothing.
Okay, so if we're going into the house,
Yes.
what is the plan of not getting caught?
Stealth, distractions, cut off the Ashen Mage's way in.
We can't just waltz into the house.
No.
Fortunately, I don't have any way to disguise us to get close to the house either.
Jeff, what was the street like out in front of the cheesemonger's house? Was there like another house on the other side or anything like that?
No, these are palatial estates, right? It's
Okay.
not a neighborhood. The Gerspel was the closest neighbor, but again, lots of
Right.
land between them. So no, it's a big entrance that leads to the gates and walls that you guys have seen before. But
Okay.
not there wasn't like a across the street neighbor, no.
Okay.
The parlor, was that on the first floor? Fahima, I think, made a copy of the map or memorized the map. I don't have it pulled up in front of me right now.
Was upstairs back?
No, it is on the first floor in
Okay.
the upper right.
Got it.
Well, I mean, I think our first question that we have to answer is how we get
Arrest.
onto the grounds.
Oh, okay.
We can tunnel our way onto the grounds.
From where? Anywhere.
Any inconspicuous spot.
Why
mean, we
not
could-
tell her into the basement?
Well, as Lily said, we're a bit worried about it kind of crumbling and shaking around, especially for breaking through the foundation of a house, as opposed to just coming up through some dirt outside in the garden.
If we could get onto the grounds, we can cause a distraction, and Civ, Lily, we can and stealth get in, get to the area, get to where the teleportation circle is, take it out.
I'm struggling to see how all 5 of us are going to be able to do that.
No, I don't think we can. I think we'll need to kind of coordinate and do things all at the same time.
Okay, so the tools that we have. You can dispel the teleportation circle. I can turn somebody into water. So that's nearly a guarantee that we're going to get by sneakily. I can also cast invisibility, though we know that there are mages there who can see through invisibility. Although I did not see those in the house, I only saw them on the balcony upstairs. Lily, you can cast Dimension Door with your remaining...
I have 1.
Okay, we have 1. That's good. Do we have any illusions for distractions? The demons are a great idea, but if we could cast an illusion of one of us...
I can not do an illusion, but I can cast a bunch of Ferdinands, basically, and...
That's right, that Frophy taught you.
Create a bunch of... I don't know, find something
Lily.
to have them carry that would be distracting. Originally I was thinking maybe like a bunch of floating heads or something
Can we
disconcerting.
dress them up?
Well, they're invisible, so
Put clothes on them?
as long as they're not too heavy.
Sort of stack them into a humanoid figure and have them look like you? Put your overalls on them?
Yeah, we could put overalls on them. It's just they don't have like any... There's clear. So yes.
They would
but-
look like invisible dressed people.
Yeah,
They would
if
just
it
look
was-
like clothes walking around.
Yeah.
If you put makeup on the Ferdinand, on the invisible Ferdinand.
Or a hat.
You could put a hat for sure.
A large.
I
large
hate
nice
to
hat.
I hate to interrupt mages with really good ideas right now, but this sounds very convoluted and not going to work.
I think
Well-
the best bet is if we're going to do that, to do a distraction on the lawn. But I also feel like now we're at so high alert within the city, these type of distractions might not help us as much as they used to.
So no distractions, just
No, that
stealth.
Well, I'm not against a distraction. I'm just saying I think we need to be aware. I think the Ashen Mage's biggest weakness is arrogance, and I think it would behoove us to not let that be our greatest weakness as well.
Well said.
Is there a chance that the Ashen Mage is going to be able to come back as soon as the cheesemonger calls for her?
I
We-
think so.
we need to hit hard and fast.
That's
And-
why I think we should go into a basement. So what if they hear? As long as we cut off her way to get here, it doesn't matter anymore.
It's either that or the first thing we do is Lily and I dimension door in from 500 feet away and the teleportation circle is gone. And she is off the playing field.
But
I
how
do
do you
have
get
to know
out?
where I'm going with Dimension Door, though.
But you've been to the part. You've been on the staircase. You were there. That's how you.
I just don't
teleported
want us
out.
to get stuck in a wall.
No, I agree.
You're stuck
Jeff,
between a rock
Jeff,
and
do
a
we
hard
get
place,
Jeff? Do we get the sense that 500 feet away from the house, we'd be in the street or on the? Because there's only a
certainly
couple.
500 feet from the house. I mean, you could probably. I don't know. 500 feet is not that long in
Right.
mansion terms. I would say you probably would need to be inside the walls of the property for
Okay.
500 feet. And I don't think from 500 feet you would be in Gerstbale. I think that's a little farther away than 500 as well.
Mhm.
For like the interior of the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
So
If we are going to have even the slightest chance, we have to destroy the circle. Because if the Ashen Mage comes back,
Game over.
we are done.
Agreed.
Yes.
So I think we are going to have to go in and hit that first,
Mhm.
no matter what.
I agree.
I agree.
I think
remember,
if you can tunnel into that part of the mansion, that would be the least risky. Because if the cheesemonger can literally just say, come back, and she comes back.
Yes.
How long does it take you to dispel that circle, James?
6 seconds
Okay.
once I see it.
So
I don't
perhaps
remember.
I
Where's
do-
Navarro?
I do need a short rest, but
Perhaps some of us tunnel in while Lily and James teleport into the room.
we just don't know where we're teleporting from. That's the problem.
You can't teleport into the room?
No, but from 500 feet away, we'll have to be on the ground, so I have to be somewhere else.
Tunnel. From a tunnel.
Okay.
Below.
Can you cast the spell from inside of the tunnel?
That's a good idea. I would assume so. So if we can tunnel to not be within the house,
Mm-hmm.
the only issue then is, will the Ashen Mage know that you're back? You said she knows where you are?
It won't matter because she won't be able to come back.
Well, she'll know that we're tunneling.
She knows everything. She knows where she is at right now. That is why I've got the scroll.
Maybe.
That is why I do not think we have time for a long rest. We need
How
to
long
go.
does scroll take to cast? Cast it now.
She has to learn it.
I'm going to copy it into my spell book so I can use it repeatedly.
That's going to take a long time.
Just 2 hours.
Jeff, how much time before I think they're going to realize we're not in Lostrana and start sending patrols this way? Realistically.
I think that honestly would take a while. They're sweeping the entire city, and I think Civ is savvy enough to realize that the approach here is two-pronged, right? It's not simply that they are attempting to find you in the city. It's
Right.
that they are attempting to squeeze you
Right.
so that the pain and suffering of the city is not because they think those people know where you are. It's
Right.
to force you to come out of hiding.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I think Civ would be very aware of that. So it's not like they would just sort of give up at any point. It's really trying to create a pressure and squeeze you to the point where you can't handle it anymore.
Right.
Okay.
If we
How-
get in there and we dispel the teleportation circle, one more question, sorry. Can she not come back any other
Right.
way?
That there is
That's the only way she can get there?
There is a higher level teleportation spell, but it is way less exact. She could end up miles and miles away. And I don't even know if she knows that spell. It's a 7th level spell.
Well, I just think
Well-
at this time we should assume
She
she
can stop
does.
time. Yeah, she can stop time.
No.
So
The stopping time is because of the item, though. It's not a spell she knows.
I'm just saying I think we should err on the side of that she does know that, because if we get caught, if she comes back, this suffering continues and we all die. And that does no one any good.
I understand that, but it's going to removing the teleportation circle removes is her being right among us immediately. She will not be able to do that, and so we still need to move fast. We don't have a lot of time, but it removes her. But yes, she could come back eventually. We will just make it a lot harder for her.
okay.
And if we can get this item, we can maybe change the whole game.
So we tunnel. You go in. I turn somebody into water for extra protection,
Mhm.
and I don't stay in case the Ashen Mage tries to reach out to me again. I'm not in that location.
I don't like actively splitting up the party anymore. I don't
well,
like removing you from the situation.
Can we just wait 2 hours for you to copy down that spell so she can't track you?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
How long to cast spell?
If we're not, are we going to rest or?
We need to rest. I'm currently out. I need at least an hour.
How long to cast spell?
I don't know if we have that long.
I know.
Just a few seconds.
And then how long does it last?
8 hours.
Great. Okay.
Don't you need to sleep to learn new spell?
No.
Oh,
Uh,
I do.
No, she could copy it into her book.
Let's see. How high of a level? Oh, so this would take me quite a long time to copy to this would take me 10 hours to copy to my spellbook.
Is it second
Unless
level?
is it conjuration? It's I was looking at teleportation circle.
Right.
Sorry.
No, we want.
Sorry.
It would
Non-detection is third.
Non-detection is the third level spell. Yeah.
So it
And
takes
is
6 hours.
abjuration, so I don't get half time on it. Yeah, it's taking me 6 hours. But I don't need to do a long rest.
Can we create an illusion to make it look like we are leaving the city at least?
Yes.
Can we do this? We could be
Yeah.
scaling the wall, going on the other side, and if a guard sees that, he will report it. It will buy us time.
Okay.
Well, I could create a rumor.
How so?
Well, the guard over there who I told about the daemon,
Mm-hmm.
he's already pretty freaked out, so I could just tell him that I saw us
Mm.
leaving and give him a location. I wouldn't fully confirm it, but
Okay, that's
perhaps
something.
if I gave him an item or something to make it more convincing.
He would need to report it.
Okay.
Is he a guard?
Yes.
A city watch?
He was a city watch, right, Jeff? Or was he was the personal? I think
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
a city watch.
Gerstbale guard.
Can you give her a crustacean hammer? I'll go.
Oh, yeah, I got plenty.
Well, what I could do is I could make a minor illusion also while I was doing this and show him what I saw.
Okay.
But I don't know, Civ. You would know better than I. Would that be enough?
It would be better if they saw all of us going over the wall.
Well,
I mean, we would need to get close to the wall. I would need to cast major image. It's a multi-step process, and the range isn't that good.
If we don't do it and we are resting, no matter where we are resting, they are going to continue to do what they are doing this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Are there still demons in the sewer?
Yes,
maybe.
probably.
So that original plan is out, huh?
Listen,
That's all right. We can tunnel through dirt.
we can tunnel through dirt, and if things get really bad, I can conjure I could conjure a demon that can start to knock people unconscious.
And that's something that you can do instantaneously?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Well, this doesn't solve Civ's question, though.
Right. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you as far as an illusion, Civ. I can do something short term from only 120 feet away. It's not. So
Civ, what do you want to do? This is your city, and we did say that we would defer to you.
If we are not going to leave, I think we should make them think that we have left. I think that is the most important thing to do because it will buy us time.
the easiest way to do that is the rumor that Lily talked about.
It will have to be very convincing.
Yes.
We need to be more than rumor. Would need proof, eyewitness, multiple best.
So maybe we really do go over the wall, and then we just come back.
No, that'll take too much time.
Seems to me like we have split intentions here. I know we want to get that item, but is that really what's best for the city? Right now?
Yes. Because we can remove the hold that the Ashen Mage and the Cheesemonger have on this city. Yes.
Do we know that?
I was on board until Lily made very clear that we thought a lot about this situation to begin with, and that's how we got into this trouble.
I don't want to not get the item. I do want to get the item, but it feels like we are putting ourselves and the city in more danger by putting ourselves into that.
I will
could
be the
dimension door-
distraction.
What?
I start taking off the armor.
What
I
did
will
you
be
say?
the distraction.
No, Civ, no. No.
Going alone.
You cannot climb walls like me, my friend.
Civ, that is not what we want to do. You will get too close to that and you will lose yourself. And we will never see you again, and that is not the deal.
Then we create illusion.
How?
He
We don't-
created dragon. He
Yeah.
cannot create.
Do now? Do you have magic ability to do that
I
now?
need an hour. I need an hour.
Then we take an hour.
Okay. All right.
Am I taking 6?
If the illusion works, yes, fine. If
Then
it
we're
doesn't
taking-
work, then we don't have 6 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Then should we not just take a long rest?
If the illusion works, yes. If it doesn't work, we cannot stay. I will
Know
not
when
stay.
It works. How do we know if it works?
They will sound the alarm. They will call it out. The guards will report it.
Okay.
I
All
can
right.
even pretend to be guard, and I will point at the illusion so that they will see it, if necessary.
Okay. You can be the guard, and Lily can be the guard, and I will create the illusion of us running away from you.
Fine, but they need to go over the wall. The illusion has to escape the city.
How
Yes.
close are we to the wall?
You have to go all the way back through Lostrana.
Okay.
Couldn't
Wait.
couldn't there be a way to get out of the city from High Strana? The only way out of the city is to go back through Low Strana?
Well, yes. I mean, there is a way to get from High Strana to the ground, but you're on a plateau on a mountainside, and it backs up to all of those mountains, right? So High Strana is really tucked into this mountainside, which is why it exists the way it exists, right? Why the high part of the city is the wealthy part of the city, because it's protected. And basically the low part of the low plateau, the Low Strana, is the front defenseless area of the city. It's the least desirable place to be in this
Right.
very desirable place.
In the illusion we'll just be flying. We'll
Yes.
be flying away.
Yes.
We'll be flying.
I thought the same thing, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The flaming fiery bird, the warlock, the wizard, all of us, we are flying out of the city.
Yes.
And the guards will see this.
My
And the-
confidence is.
And the two of you will be guards, basically saying that you chased us.
Yes.
There they go.
Yes. And if it doesn't work, then we are out of time.
Are we not better leaving, finding Torval, and returning? Lily makes a very good point in that if we leave, their suffering ends.
I don't think we know that, Lily and Uggo. I'm sorry.
We don't know anything, James. You're getting upset, but we don't know anything. We don't know what that item does. We don't know if it has a hold of him. We don't know that
We
we can get out.
know-
We don't know that it will end their suffering. So we don't know anything.
Our entire plan rests on getting everything right. And when has that ever happened?
I have something to say. So when the Ashen Mage was talking to me, she said,
If it's exactly what we should do right now, we should have led with that.
she told me exactly where she's staying, gave me an extra room key. She said, "You are curious, are you not? You came here to find the connection, to find the bone. I want you to know the truth. All you have to do is ask. I never lied. So, I know she's taunting me, but there's a part of me that just wants to ask."
Hema, I have learned in dealing with Braca that the greatest lies are often the truth. It is not what she is saying, it is what she is leaving out from you. That is the lie.
I know that she's leaving things out, but
We can't bring her back here. We can't let her know where you are.
Person who can set demons on the planet this way may not be a liar, but they are not someone you can trust.
I don't know that that's her.
Every indication is that it was.
What was
Deny
the
what you see
indication?
with your own eyes.
The smashing of the urn. And and suddenly they're everywhere. There was an explosion, and suddenly there are demons everywhere.
So, Fahima, sorry, just to keep us a little bit on track, you're saying you want to ask her right now?
I'm just throwing it out there because there's information that was missing, and
I feel it's also dangerous.
Extremely.
Even if we are going to leave the city, like Lily and Ugo are now saying, we should use the illusion as a
I agree.
distraction.
Oh, agreed. I'm not disagreeing about the illusion. However, we need to do whatever we're doing. That is a good idea. I'm just saying we don't have the tools to do the job.
Disagree.
Not even the tools that we have currently. I have no spells. I cannot. If you summon demon and it goes crazy, I cannot kill it.
You don't need to kill it. Literally, I set it on the house. I fly it towards the house, and I tell it what to do. And we cause one heck of a distraction, and probably knock a lot of them out while we're at it. I'm sorry, I'm having a really hard time accepting that leaving this situation and these people suffering because of something that we did is the right thing to do here. I cannot disagree more, and I don't want to get stuck here disagreeing with everyone.
That is why the illusion must work. We must make them believe that we are gone. That is the most important thing.
And we're going to leave the Ashen Mage and the Cheesemonger in power in here? In this city?
We need more information. Torvald gives us that.
He doesn't
We know more then.
He doesn't know. What do you think Torvald knows?
I don't.
More than we do.
I don't disagree with you, but we also have to face the fact that there's a lot at play here. There's also Ertenfurt working with the Thorn to create this monstrous warden-fighting creature. There's so much more to this puzzle than just what's happening here. I do agree that us getting out, whether that's by illusion or real, will ease what's happening here. It won't solve all of our problems, but we also don't have any guarantee that getting this item will either. Because possibly the answer is getting this item into the hands of somebody who's going to wield it for the power of good. And we don't have that right now.
It might be the dagger you just gave. Him that controls the teleportation circle.
Additionally, one other thing is,
I don't know. I don't know how your magics work. I'm just thinking.
if we leave, it does not mean we cannot come back.
It's true. It's true.
Exactly what I said first time was go get Torvald, come back.
And how many people are going to get killed in the streets while they try
Well,
to find us?
Civ seems to think that it will stop as soon as we leave. And we did say we would defer to Civ.
If they know that we are gone,
Yes.
yes. They might still send people after us.
But the
Outside
killing
of the
of
city.
random people in
Yes.
our name will stop.
Yes.
And I would like that to stop as soon as possible, because currently when we're debating this, people are being hurt.
It's true.
I'm not saying we can't go in there. I'm just saying I think it is very risky, and we do not have a lot of options if we get caught. The guards are high level. The guards could capture us very easily. If one thing goes wrong. I'm not trying to be a coward here. I just think we need to be a little bit careful.
This is the beach of Bingle. Sorry. I don't mean to invoke that, but what if we walked away from the beach of Bingle?
I don't think this is the same thing.
We knew more then.
Did we?
And this
That situation, yes.
isn't
Prepare. We literally prepared for them.
us leaving right now stops the suffering momentarily. I'm not saying it is the solution. Us leaving Bingle did not.
Jeff,
to
if we,
vote.
can I ask a question of the Dungeon Master?
Sure.
If we get out of Olsvach, what are our chances of being able to run from the city without the Achirai? Like, are they going to be able to run us down? Do they have horses? Can they?
I mean, they certainly have horses, but you know, it depends on if you're seen. If you're,
Right.
you know, on foot running away from the city and you're seen, certainly horses could run you down. Yeah.
Right. But if they don't see us escape the city, then they can't track us.
I think that's fairly. I mean, I think you guys could probably move fairly inconspicuously on foot, certainly.
Is there anywhere that is even remotely safe between Olsvach and Thorn for us? Or are we just going from dangerous area to dangerous area?
I mean, if you go west from here, it's dangerous. I mean, you have to cross a river to get to Thorn, and in that space, there's probably plenty of campable area, although there are demons in the world. But there's plenty of uninhabited. If you're looking for a town or a city between there, not really. I mean, Olsvach is called Olsvach because it used to be the Old Watch, and the watch that they were watching were the orcs, right? So there's really nothing between those two cities as far as, civilization. It's wilderness and then orc towns.
Do I or Ugo have any, well, Ugo can ask, but do I have any contacts between here and Olsvach? I'm sorry, here and Thorn?
Contacts?
Contacts. Like, do I know anyone?
I mean, you fought you were a mercenary in wars in that area. It would be, it was a long time ago, and it would be risky to try to think that some of the hermits that were still in those areas were still around, but you may be able to find somebody that is still poking around those areas. It's a long shot.
How far is the last known location of Human Mama?
I mean, it's a ways from here, right? It's across that river.
But it's still in this, right? But it's in Thorn.
Yeah, it's in the north. Yeah.
I know of spot we could go. I do not know it if safe if she is still there. Human Mama may know more.
Civ,
Yes.
I know you are hurting right now, but you know this city better than any of us. What is the best thing? And neither option is ideal. In your opinion.
The problem is the Ashen Mage. She is the wild card.
Yes.
She is the biggest problem.
Yes.
So I am split. I agree we need to leave the city. We need to make them believe that we leave the city at least. But I think James has a point with the circle. The fact that she can come here whenever she wants and exert her power bothers me, because she could come here and track us when we flee, because we do not even have the Echairai. They are being watched. So it is going to be hard for us to get from here to Thorn with the Ashen Mage at our backs.
Is that how we draw them out? Is that how we make them know that we leave? We go and take the Echairai back and leave.
That is what I was originally planning, yes.
If I cast
an illusion then.
What if I cast a scenting to the cheesemonger? Something that says we're leaving, something confrontational.
He would have to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
He is not easy to convince.
Certainly. I'm an okay liar.
The Echairai are still in the stables near the front of the city.
Well, whatever we do, we need to make a decision because people are suffering right now as we talk about this.
And the Ashen Mage won't stay out of Olsvach for much longer. Guaranteed.
Hmm.
I think we should cast the illusion and see if they buy it. And if they do, and they think we are gone, then I think we need to destroy the circle. And then I think we need to leave. With or without the bone, I do not care. If we destroy that circle, it will slow her down. It will make it much harder for her to come here and to track us and to send her demons or Yonmo or whoever she wishes to send.
Civ,
Yes.
do we have long-term play here? Could we help Lostrana build resistance and guerrilla warfare?
It would take a very long time. The vermin have turned their backs on us, and that is where I would start first, is trying to convince them to revolt I've thought about
That was-
this my whole life.
Another reason why I suggest sink the palace into the earth. Shows the Hystrana's not untouchable.
Yes.
That
But
will cause a lot more Lostrana to die. Just so you know.
The vetch will come down upon us. The prince is a puppet. He does nothing. It is the vetch that have the power.
Think they're mansions then.
Yes, we could burn them, but
don't
it would
have
take time.
Time.
It would take a lot of time.
Hmm.
Okay,
The
well, at
longer
least
the-
let's start with a short rest so James can cast his illusion, because we have to do that either way.
Mhm.
Yes,
Right?
agreed.
Okay. So where are we short resting?
I mean, we can do that here, I think.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were going underground.
We can if we want to do a long rest.
Okay.
But Fahima, also maybe you should start copying that into your book.
Yes.
So we have options, because if she knows that we're tunneling in, I think she'll be there in a minute. I don't think we'll have it.
I do want to take a few minutes, though. The Ashen Mage and Fahima will pull out the stack of letters.
What?
I've been hanging on to these. Haven't had a moment yet to look at them, but the Ashen Mage intercepted all of the letters from my dad. So he was writing me all of this time. It's all here. And I would like to sit down and read through them.
Right. Okay.
And just so you know, there was a note bundled up with this that says, it's almost inscrutable, her handwriting, but it says, 5 champions equals 5 wardens. Does the prismatic need 5? Could she be the 5th? Limitless potential, but limitless opportunity. Repurpose the wish. Must be voluntary. Just so you know.
It's a lot.
Which, the more we talk about this plan, the longer we stand here, the more uneasy I get. Just knowing how many steps ahead she is.
Yes.
What purpose would it serve to intercept your letters?
She's removing hope from Fahima. It says it must be.
Or
she
she's
need- She needs her willingly.
She's a-
removed.
It's either that or she was instigating my departure from Axbright. She wanted me out. Looking
Does she know
for Conroy.
everything you're doing?
I don't know.
How does she know where you are at all times?
She can't. Magic doesn't work that way. Scrying
She
can't.
says so.
Scrying can't last forever. Scrying, she can watch you for a couple minutes at a time.
If she has item.
Yes.
Again, I think we should assume that she does.
But every time Fahima gets a chance to fight it off. It's not automatic. She
There is no
cannot.
magic here, James.
Have you felt it, Fahima, like that? Have you been able to fight it off?
Yes, I've only felt it once. Or maybe twice.
You seem so confident in what she can and cannot do, and yet you cannot tell me what the item does.
You're talking to me?
No.
James.
I don't know. It could be any number of things, as we've talked about.
Thank you. All I want to hear you say is that you do not know. You keep telling me that you do. What I hear from you.
Leave me alone. I'm not going to fight with you right now.
Can we just focus on the illusion and getting them to believe that we are no longer here?
Yes. I still need an hour, but yes. Or however many minutes it's been.
Take your hour.
I mean, it's probably been 30 while we discuss this anyway.
Yeah.
So as we sit down to do this
I don't
rest,
know how restful it's been though.
Yeah.
But yes.
I do want to take a look at these letters from my dad.
There's a number of them. You've already read one. A couple of others. They progress through time, you know, one after the other. Another one says, "Dear Firecracker, I could not bring myself to venture into the mountains of Pash again after all these years. So I will head south into the sand and the heat. I promise to keep you updated as much as I can, but the farther I get, the more difficult communication may become. I need you to trust me. P.S. All of this dryness reminds me, please do not forget to water the zathisi flowers in the garden.
Oh.
They need constant watering, and I'll be cross with you if I return home to find them neglected.
What was the most recent letter that was intercepted?
The most recent is, Dear Firecracker, things have taken a turn. Onto something here, I know it, but the danger is great. Do not worry for me, but I may be longer away than originally thought. Confirmation of so much of what I've suspected. More soon. Love, Dad. P.S. Stay home. Do not come looking for me. It is the only place I know you are truly safe.
Oh, man.
Wow. Is there any kind of location on that letter?
No.
So he's progressing. He was venturing west towards Pash, and then he decided not to, and he started to head south.
Correct. South of the mountains.
ESS. Watch out for werewolves. Don't fall for them. No matter how hot their haircuts may be.
A dad knows.
How does he know?
He knows. He knows.
P.S. Look out for blood magic.
Any other indication of the Ashen Mage's fingerprints on these bundles of letters?
What do you mean by fingerprints?
Like any other notes or anything? Any?
No, they've all been opened, but it looks like letters from your dad.
Okay. Okay, so after that, I will begin the process of copying non-detection into my spellbook.
Okay. You do your best to focus and concentrate on that arduous task. It is not a simple thing to copy down a spell from a scroll, to basically reverse engineer a spell from a magic scroll, and it takes a lot of concentration and a lot of time. And so you guys are just doing this where you sit?
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, we're only going to be doing this for an hour. So she gets an hour to start that process. And
Okay.
then as soon as James is ready, we're going to go try to trick the guards.
Jeff, I'm going to ritual cast during this hour the Mass Unseen Servant too, just so I have it
Great.
running.
Okay. And you're doing it at the most number of
Yeah,
unseen
since
servants?
it's ritual, I might as well.
Yeah. All right. So you do that, and you start to sense as the hour progresses, or I guess it would be 10 minutes that it takes you. Yeah, as the minutes progress, that the little creatures start arriving, even though invisible even to you.
It's like a Ferdinand family reunion.
It is. Yes.
Okay.
Ferdinand, Sixtinand, Seventinand.
Jeffrey.
Do you think fur is a number, Jeff?
Ferdinand, I just said Five-Dinand. Ferdinand, Five-Dinand, Six-Dinand. All the Dinands.
I can name all the Denans.
Since we have an hour, is there anything I can figure out about this silver dagger? If I just like play with it and
It
stab
seems
it into the dirt.
exquisitely crafted, largely ornamental, although you certainly know you could do some damage with it.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't seem particularly magical to you, but you haven't studied magic
Right.
too long.
Yeah. I know very little about magic.
Right.
I'm going to attempt to eat something too, because I've just been drinking alcohol and stressing out. So
Okay.
I'm gonna
In
attempt
real
to shove
life
some.
or in the game?
Yeah. Both. I'm gonna attempt to shove some food down my gullet. And
All
I'm gonna
right.
hand some food over to Ugo.
At the end of the rest, too, I'll cast
thank you.
Identify on the dagger to see if there are any. Well, first I'll do an Arcana check to see if it's magical.
Okay, roll me an Arcana check. You have advantage from Angel Devilson, countered by Witch Space.
Thank you. 23.
Yeah, you look at the dagger all over the place. It doesn't seem to be a particularly magical dagger. It is It is a very, very sharp, beautifully made dagger, but it doesn't seem to be inherently magical.
Okay. In that case, I will cast Identify on the belt to see if I can get any more specific information on exactly what it does.
Okay. And that takes what?
That's just, I'm not doing it as a ritual. I'm just going to
Okay.
cast it using
You're
a
just gonna
spell
cast it.
slot. So,
Okay. It does interrupt your process of your.
yeah, I'll do it at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 1 minute casting time.
All right. So as you focus on, your object, I think it's a pearl that you need to have, and a luminescent pearl, and you focus on the belt itself, this incredibly beautiful thing. And any of you that see her manipulate it or present it, or even just holding it in her lap as she's casting Identify, each of you who have seen the ring that James wears, the exploding ring, would recognize certain characteristics that seem of a type, of a pattern, with the belt, almost as if they are of a set. And
Like the thing we saw on Choron's hand.
indeed, his bracelet,
And the sword, right?
and the sword. Indeed. Or the hilt of the sword.
When we saw the
Back in
Chrono Dragon.
time. Yes. So you focus on this, on the belt, and you cast Identify, and you start to see things rising up out of it, patterns, indications, sensory feelings that indicate what it may be able to do. And you start to realize that this is indeed a very powerful object indeed. Obviously, it is capable of casting some sort of augmented version of stone shape that doesn't seem to be limited in the way that the spell as stone shape would be. It also, once a day, if you are attuned to it, you can cast the spell, where is it? Flesh to Stone.
Right. And that's what Baojai did.
Right.
And again, like you felt with the ring, when you cast Identify on the ring, this doesn't seem to be an item that is limited by its own power. It seems to be limited more by the person who wields it. What I mean to say is, it seems like as you get more experienced, you may be able to draw more properties from it, just like the ring. May be able to do more as you grow and learn.
That's cool.
I'd forgotten that about the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so it doesn't need to be attuned to use the digging aspect of it, but it does for the Flesh to Stone.
Correct.
Okay. Do you have a question, Ron?
Well, I don't know if you're sharing this with Uggos.
Yeah, I'll share everything with everybody.
Belt made of stone. Ring of explosions.
Mm-hmm.
Earth Warden.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Fire Warden.
Mm-hmm.
Who was Earth Warden?
I was.
Yes.
The stone.
Zhong
Will it be
Lalong.
stronger in his hands than yours?
Perhaps.
Because he is linked to Stone Warden?
We can try.
You say gets bigger as you learn more.
Would the exploding ring, were you fire, Ugo?
Was.
Yes.
Perhaps it'd be stronger in your hands?
I don't know. Perhaps could also try.
We can.
Just curious. Seems coincidental.
Mm-hmm.
I learned 2 big C words.
It's great, and I do love it.
Convoluted and
Oh,
coincidental.
excellent! And I do love experimentation.
Yes. Were these all words Human Mama taught ago?
I'd love to meet her.
I would love you to meet her.
Well, is everybody feeling rested up and ready for a solution?
Yeah, everyone, who chooses or needs to, can roll hit dice as well if you need to.
I'll roll one more. Yeah.
All right. So you all do feel a bit of rejuvenation, although your hearts are still heavy, and you're still a bit on edge throughout this, being in the area you're in. I mean, you feel relatively secluded and isolated, though during that hour, the fires that you set, Civ, seem to have been put out. So there's only a small amount of residual smoke rising up from those areas lower, closer to the palisade. And you can't quite make out a lot of activity from where you are, but you seem confident that you're far enough from the houses, you're far enough from population in Hystrana that you feel like you've been undetected and a bit isolated.
Is there a good spot for us to send this illusion over the wall? Like, do I know of a spot in Hystrana where there would be guards that could see people flying over the outside of the city?
So the idea would be to get to the edge of the mountainside where there's a steep drop off all the way down from the plateau to the ground on the outside in outside the walls of the city, and then cast an illusion of people like leaping off and flying over that way, like east or west, you're saying, instead of north south.
Correct.
I think it's pretty rudimentary to find the edge of the city. I think you could just keep walking east or walking west until you ran into it. Are we more east or more west right now? Right now you're more east. You're more east. Okay. But it would still be a ways to get to the very edge of the bluffs, the cliffside.
Sure. Then I'm gonna suggest that this is the way that we should go to get to the edge of the city the quickest.
Okay. Lead the way.
Stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
If this doesn't work, then I think we should get the Achairai and make a big ruckus and blow out through the front gates so that everyone can see us leave.
I think I think it's a combination of an illusion and ascending to the cheesemonger.
Fine.
Then we can figure out what we want me to say, but we can say something along the lines of, "You win, we'll meet again, ha ha ha, evil laugh," something like that.
For you. Can you, part of illusion, also make loud speech?
I am going to be screaming as a guard and firing my bow at the illusion.
What I mean is, make it very public that we are leaving, but promise Lostrana that we are returning to free them.
Yes.
As we did with Heroes of Bingle, as we did with Bingle.
Yes, I could do that.
Let them know we are Heroes of Bingle. We shall return and free Olsvach.
Okay.
Let them know. Give them hope.
Feels very ironic to do right before we leave, but yes.
All right. So what's the process? As you move farther east towards the edge, there, I think you get farther and farther away from people, mansions and such. There's not a lot. It thins out a bit as it gets to the edge because it's literally like, imagine the cliffs in Scotland or something. It's just like literally like a sheer edge of these plateaus. So are you doing?
Would it make more sense to go closer to the corner where Hystrana and Lostrana meet?
Probably, if you wanted to get the most attention, that probably would be
fine. Fine. I'll take them a little bit south.
All right. Is there a strategy as far as alerting the guards? You are going to impersonate a guard and start screaming and yelling as the illusion begins. Is that the idea?
Yes. And then I will be attacking them as they fly away.
Okay.
And then I can, so the range is 120 feet. So as long as I'm hidden, basically, if we could come up with a good, basically, range that I can, keep 120 feet away as we seem to be taking off and heading for over the wall. And I can,
But couldn't we have Fahima make you invisible and then you can go right up to the wall?
That's risky, but yes. Because we know the guard.
I'm just saying, you can go as close as you want if you are invisible. You don't have to worry about trying to stay hidden.
Knowing that the guards see invisibility, I'd rather be hidden. But okay.
Those were the guards inside of the cheesemongers.
Are you
These are city watch guards.
casting once you get up to the wall? Because it'll disappear. It will disappear when you cast a spell.
She has a point. Yeah,
I see. So then the invisibility will go away.
it will.
All right. Well, then never mind. I'll just have to sneak you up there.
Okay.
So
Let's
Jeff,
go.
I'm gonna sneak everyone that direction so that we get over closer to the southeast corner of High Strana.
Okay.
And I just need to get him close enough, but still hidden, so that we're, within 50, 60 feet, so that he can have an illusion go up and over the wall
Right.
All right.
and over the other side.
So why don't everybody roll me stealth. Civ, you have advantage from the Carson.
Thank you,
Behema,
Carson.
you have advantage from a jar full of bees, countered by witch space. James, you have advantage from Hadrian X.
Thank you, Adrian X.
Ugo, you have advantage from Lily Dumblestuck fan, countered by Changebox. And Lily, you have advantage from Amoshan.
Amoshan, thank you.
Ammo, Sean. We haven't
Oh,
heard that name in a
goodness.
while.
Needed
I'm guiding myself on this one as well.
Okay.
Oh.
I got a 16.
Okay.
21.
What did you say? Sorry, what was that, Morgan?
Oh, 21. Sorry.
It sounded like you cut out, and it sounded like you said 1.
Oh, no, 21.
But you weren't
21.
upset about it. So.
No. No.
I only
Okay.
got a 15.
Ugo?
13.
13. And Civ?
30.
30.
When we get closer, I'm gonna have the louder of the group kind of hang back a little bit,
Yeah.
and then I'll just take James to the wall, because that's the only person that I really need. Nobody else
Okay.
needs to be involved.
Yeah.
Unless Katie or Lily, you had something you really wanted to do. I'll
No,
tell
I
you
mean, I
to-
just if you want another guard with you, I can disguise.
No,
it.
it's fine.
Okay.
Just stay and I'll do it.
All right, so as Ugo makes a bit of noise on the approach, Civ holds up a finger and tells him to hold back, and he and James approach.
I run
edge
into
of
the
the
back
wall.
of Ugo when that happens.
All right, so Civ and James, you make your way closer to this sheer drop off. It's actually quite beautiful, but terrifying in its own way as well. I mean, this beautiful, you're sort of at this corner where the edge of the palisade is kind of coming up and melding in with the side of the plateau and the wall, and you see this incredible craftsmanship that was put into erecting this wall or forming the wall into the mountain. Perhaps there was some edge of the bluff that existed here before, and whoever designed the palisade or sculpted it used part of the mountain as inspiration, and it just continued. It's quite extraordinary, and you just see this sheer drop off for quite a ways down. I mean, you guys are up on top of this mountainside, this plateau, and the wind whips by you. It is brisk, it is cold, it is loud. The wind rushing by, tossing your hair, your fur, Civ. And you look out and you can see all the other plateaus of Vise to the north behind you, and out to the east as they intermingle, and these dry, smooth pillars that have flat tops all along the northern ridge of Colsey.
The opposite. So basically, I will kind of look out towards where my illusion will be heading, and I'll kind of like spot like a cloud or something, the close, like basically I want us to go through and disappear as if into a cloud, because I don't want it just to seem like we just went invisible, though maybe that would help too. But yeah.
All right.
So I'm kind of like gauging it. Okay.
All right. So you scout out the area and you indicate to Civ that you are ready.
Are there nearby guards that you're going to run it? Can we see the nearby guards that you're going to run and tell?
Yes, let me go and look. So I'm gonna do a quick little patrol around whatever structure or building or whatever we're at or around, just to make sure that there's guards up on the wall, because they need to be the ones that see this.
There definitely are a couple, and there are more down below in the edge of the city, in the alleys that are below at the bottom of the palisade. Now, ransacking the city, even this far east. there are still a few guards in the alleys moving systematically through the city, and you can see that even as high up as you are, you can see down and see movement down there as well.
Okay, I'm gonna put a hand on James's shoulder. There are several guards above and below. Whether this illusion works or not, they are going to come this way.
Okay.
So I suggest after you cast your spell and send it over, and you let it vanish or whatever you are going to do, you and the others start making your way back so that you are not seen.
Okay.
I will keep their attention that way while you sneak away back behind.
Okay. Sounds good.
Whenever
Alright.
you are ready.
I really just do want what's best for your city.
I know. And it is the same way that I felt when I left. It is not easy. This place is cursed.
Yeah. Hopefully we can do something about that. Okay.
Don't forget the fiery bird.
Right. No. Yeah, that's the mind. That's what I have in mind. Okay, so you and I'll point over to like some nearby like trees or shrubs if there's anything like nearby. It's like I will send it out of there, and you come huffing and puffing after it. Okay, basically.
Yes.
So get yourself over there. We'll do this.
I'm gonna take out my bow and just kind of have it over my shoulder, and I'll just be patrolling, like I'm just looking around, watching the wall, looking at the building, and then wait for something to come ripping out of the bushes.
All right.
Okay.
I want to mention that we did get an evil yam before we jump off this cliff, figuratively and maybe literally. It came from Changebox. Thank you for the evil yam, Changebox. We appreciate it. Team Force of Evil at 63% right now.
Yeah.
Oh
Amazing.
my goodness.
All right. So, what illusion are you casting? Are you creating?
I would like to cast the image of Fahima, Ugo, Lily, and James. No, and I mean it has to fit in a 20-foot cube. So I think I could get all 5 of us running close together.
Sure.
Basically, as if we've just burst out of cover and are running for the wall. And I will even make Civ fire an arrow at Civ the guard.
Okay.
And as they are running down the street, Fahima will wave her arms, and then suddenly a large fiery bird will appear under all of us and start lifting us up and over the wall, flying straight out and as far as we can get.
I love this. I love this. All right.
And while this is happening, and as soon as we do take off, I will create the very loud sounds, actually of Civ saying in an Olsvach accent, your city is under control by the forces of evil. Low strata must fight against high strata. The heroes of Bingle will return. And then,
All right.
that's the best I can do.
Okay. So
Don't make that face, Ron.
on the count of 3, that's exactly what happens. James waves his hands.
I'll sell it too when the arrow comes at me.
I'll make it even seem close, as if Civ has almost got one of us or something. Yeah.
Lily and Ugo and Fahima, from your hiding places, you see yourselves manifest out of nothing, out of in this bush, and sort of start sprinting. You see yourselves sprinting, running toward the edge of this plateau, toward the edge of this wall. And you watch as Civ, disguised as a guard, starts shouting and screaming and pointing. The 3 of you look up and see the guards on the closest house pointing and talking and shouting down at where Civ is. And Civ starts firing arrows. It looks as if the illusion Civ is firing arrows back, and the 5 of you, the illusion 5 of you, leap out and off that ledge just as this brilliant, bright, glowing flame comes up from underneath. This bird, this phoenix, wings extended, catching the entire illusory team and turning in the air as arrows whiz back past from guard Civ. And the
I'm
illusion
intentionally
Civ.
missing the illusion. I don't want to hit it and make it look like it just passed through.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm shooting like a stormtrooper right now.
And that, yeah, and that speech that you heard Morgan give, you've heard James give, echoes out. And Civ, as you fire, purposely missing, you look down, peek down, and look below in Lostron, and you see the guards pointing up from there as well, shouting and screaming as the illusion flies off into the distance.
Yeah, the bird is as bright as I can get it. Yeah, and then
And
it
it
dissipates.
soars, streaking across the sky into a cloud and disappearing into the skies above Olsvach. And as you're standing there screaming and pointing and firing your last arrow, Civ, you turn back and you see some of the guards have left their perches and are running towards you, screaming, "What? Who are they? What?"
It is the tabaxi. In all of the other ones, they flew over the wall. Go. We need reinforcements. We need the wizards, the mages.
Yes. Right away! And they turn and this 2 or 3 that have run down pack. Keep an eye out, see where they're headed.
Yes. And I'm going to start running north up the wall as they're heading either inward or south.
One of
As
them
if-
steps to the edge and the southern edge and screams down to guards below, them screaming back. You can't quite make out what is being said, but there seems to be an organization of heading out, trying to get east beyond the wall to see where the group may land, how they can be pursued out east.
Sure.
I will, in all of the confusion, as Civ instructed, I will sneak back towards where I know everyone else is hiding and instruct them to. Civ wants us to head back where we were. He'll rendezvous with us later.
All right.
Seemed to work.
You probably even hear my voice saying, "We need reinforcements!" And I'll continue to go north, and then I'll start to cut in.
All right. And as you do, you kind of start losing the pack as there's this chaos and excitement trying to organize a search party, getting down, communicating to the guards that are down in Lostrana and trying to get them out east beyond the wall to head off this group at the pass, so to speak.
Great. So it looks like it worked.
It looks like it certainly caused a lot of excitement and commotion, which was the goal.
Great.
When we get back to where we were, how are the front gates? Are they still heavily guarded of the mansions?
Yes. Those guards wouldn't be pursuing. They're there for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to keep these places secure.
Okay.
Should I cast sending to the cheesemonger before we?
What are you going to say to him?
Something confrontational and maybe even, I mean, it might help sell it more if I'm like, the Ashen Mage is using you as a pawn. We can't do anything about it this time, but we leave you in worse hands. That kind of thing. I don't know. It might be icing on the cake.
Maybe tell him we've got a bone to pick with him.
He probably knows.
Yeah, but does he know that we know?
I mean, does it matter?
I don't know how to intimidate. With words. With words.
Well, we probably don't want to give any indication that we are of the bone, since we're going to try to potentially go get it.
God.
Right.
Although that's a great joke and much needed levity.
Well done.
Well, I got 2 jobs: rowing and that.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
So when we meet
worry.
back up, does it look like they're pulling guards from Lostrana? Does it look like they're bringing guards back to go over to that wall?
Would you take the long way around, basically, and
Yeah, I mean, if you can stay in a position where you would look out from there, I'd have you roll me a perception check
Yeah.
You have advantage from kitty scritches.
Kitty scritches. Yeah, 19 plus 7, 26.
All right, so yeah, you definitely see that this has caused some disruption in guard movement and placement. There's a lot of them that seem to be moving out toward the front gates to get out of the city entirely. And you know, it doesn't mean that the guard presence in the Lostorna is zero. It
Right.
means that there's been some change and some disruption, and there seems to be a search party organized to head outside the city walls.
So then when I get back, I'm going to tell everybody this. It looked like it worked, which is good. It will buy us time. If you want to rest, I suggest we do it now. Otherwise, we leave.
Yeah.
The bone will move.
Yes.
If we rest,
Yeah.
All right.
then
Well,
I
we can-
say we go now. Or not at all.
I would like another. I mean, a short rest would be good. But okay.
How often does book say they move?
That's a good question. Every day, I think, or every it was every like 3 days or something. Jeff, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It wasn't every day. It was every. Yeah, it was periodically, every few days.
Yeah.
Inconsistent, actually.
Do we need to rest for a while before we leave? Before we go on?
That would be ideal. I mean, it maybe would allow things to cool off a little more.
Well, it depends on if they realize that was an illusion or if they just continue searching.
If we sleep, we'll know tomorrow. We'll know more.
But it may be too late.
We have to make decisions without knowing all of the answers.
I still
Yep.
think it's very risky to go in personally.
I think unfortunately there is no plan that doesn't involve a lot of risk right now. That's the truth.
If we
Yes,
are
there's
not
least
going
risk, greatest
inside of the
reward.
mansion, then I think we need either go get the Achaire and leave, or just leave.
I very much vote that we go inside.
How much time do you need, Lily, to be able to cast your spell where you teleport?
I can do it right now. I have one, but I can't get us out.
So
And
how
I
much
can
time
only
do you
take
need?
one person with me. I would need 8 hours.
And then you can do it twice?
Yes, I could do it twice. But I only take one person, and I technically really need to know where I'm going.
I mean, even if you just got us back into that foyer or wherever we were, which was right at the top of the stairs,
But then we're going to be surrounded by guards.
but then we'd be right at the stairway.
The
then
stairway
you-
doesn't lead to the room. The
You said it-
room? No.
said
When I was in the basement where the stairs lead, there was a indication of a wall that was encased in cement and metal. There was no way to get in from the basement. There
No.
is an alternate entrance somewhere,
mean-
but I don't know where.
I mean, the room to the teleportation circle. That's where we need to go
Ah.
first.
Okay, yes.
That is at the bottom of the stairs.
Yes.
This is very important. Are you forgetting anything else?
She's correct. She's correct. The teleportation circle is in the room in the bottom of the stairs. That's correct.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
you need to be able to see where you're going, and Fahima, can't you cast illusions? Couldn't you create...
I just mean I need to know about how far I'm going, or else the risk is I can get stuck in a wall.
Ah, I see.
So it's risky if
What if Fahima burrows her way in with you and gets you very close?
well,
Then you and James can go in and go out like that.
Mhm.
Yes, and we don't get the item.
I don't care about the item. The first thing is the circle.
Mhm.
If there is an opening for the item, so be it. But the circle is the most important thing. The
What are
Ashen
you-
Mage must be slowed down.
What are you and Ugo going to do?
We are going to stay with Fahima so that we don't separate the group again.
Okay, so all 5 of us are going to tunnel as close as we can.
If she can do that, and I look at Fahima, I don't know how this digging magic works.
Also, again, we need to remember that the Ashen Mage can see that she is tunneling, potentially, and then we'll be there when we arrive.
If the Ashen Mage can track us, she can track us no matter where we go or what we do. She already knows that that was not us that went over the wall.
Well, that's my point, I guess.
I don't see how that changes what we are doing unless you are recommending that we do not go in the house at all and we just leave.
I'm saying I think going in the house at all is very dangerous, and the Ashen Mage
I
might
see.
very well be there.
Then let us settle this once and for all. Everyone that just wants to leave the city, raise your hand.
Wait, I do want to say one more thing before the vote. I just heard you say you don't care about the bone, and you just want to take out the teleportation circle so the Ashen Mage can't do anything worse.
Yes.
I don't think taking out the teleportation circle is going to make that much of a difference. I really don't.
Then we leave. We leave the city.
I think it's such a minor thing. I'm okay with leaving.
Oh my gosh, guys. I so deeply disagree. Oh,
You are.
Bound
You
to
are.
happen.
I'm afraid you are the only one, my friend.
I cannot milk a cow without a bucket.
You realize that-
if I am truly the only one who thinks we need to get that to have some effect over the Ashen Mage's hold and the Cheesemonger's hold over this city, which, as we all know, is in a lot of trouble, and we don't think that'll make any difference, which I really disagree about, then if I am the only one who thinks that, then fine, we can leave.
Is there a way to destroy the item from the outside? Can we destroy the mansion?
No. I can send a demon in that could cause a heck of a distraction, as I said, and knock a lot of people unconscious. I can do that right now.
Look, I'll step out of the vote. I'll go on either side. I just don't want
that
to
doesn't
die.
help. That doesn't help. We need to make a decision. It is time. So, like I said, if it needs to be a vote, then we will just go with whoever the most of us decide upon.
I just think we're putting more people's lives in danger by going in there. And I'm not
I don't
trying-
think you are going to convince them any further. So we need to vote.
Okay.
Everyone in favor of leaving the city and coming back at a later date, which is fine, raise your hands.
And
Then that
four
is the
hands
answer.
raised. And 4 hands raised.
That being said, I don't see if creating a demon is a bad thing if that is going to cause enough of a distraction for us to get out of the city.
And I'd be creating it in Lostrana near where the Chirai were, right? So there's much greater
I think it
possibility
would be
that it does
better at the
terrible damage.
gates. At the gates, where there are only guards standing in our way. Guards that have sworn an allegiance to the Veg.
Fine.
I am okay with them dying at the hands of a demon. But the people of Lostrana do not deserve to die.
I obviously agree.
Good. Then let us go to the stables.
Okay.
We
All
are
right.
going to have to sneak over there.
We'll be very quiet.
So what's the plan to get back down? Are you going to climb over the wall? Are you planning to fly? How are we getting down into Los Serrano?
I can literally walk through.
You could, yes.
So, but I want to help them get over. How much? I'm guessing it's still daytime.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's getting toward dusk.
Yeah.
You guys spent another hour resting, right? So yeah, it's it's like almost 6 o'clock now. So it's getting into night.
Yeah. So unless Fahima has some kind of spell that I don't know of, how many people can you make invisible?
4, I think.
It is a second level spell, so 3, 4. Yeah, 4.
Great. So then Fahima will make all of them invisible. I'll be a guard. I'll literally walk us right through.
All right. So as you guys progress down through Hystrana, walking with Civ, Fahima moves her fingers, says her arcane words, and the whole party just, Civ, you are walking abreast with 4 other people, and they just shimmer and fade out into invisibility as you continue walking back the way you came through the entrance into the heart of the wall, walking down these stairs, down these ladders, all of you being very careful to time your steps to Civ's as he's walking very loudly in this plate mail armor. It's not even a matter of being stealthy, it's a matter of just timing your movements to the loud armored man that you are walking with. And the 5 of you moving past guards who are inside this structure, moving past guards who nod at Civ as he walks by. It's a very disconcerting process walking amongst the enemy, quite frankly. But it is slow going. It is very, very direct, very precise, the movement you have to go through to...
Invisibility only lasts an hour, keep in mind.
Oh, it takes much less than an hour.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. And you find yourselves in Lostrana just as night is settling, just as the sun is setting past the mountains.
Now that we're in Lostrana, is there a place that I can take them or lead them, like an abandoned building or warehouse or something, that I can get them in that is near the stables to hide them?
Yeah, there's a lot of rundown, abandoned places that you would be familiar with, closer to the front of the city.
Great.
It'll take some getting there, but again, you are disguised. I think their invisibility probably wouldn't last that entire journey, but so I mean, we're gonna start talking stealth checks if you want to move through the city again.
Well, I'll take them.
large
I'll take them
contingent-
as far as the invisibility will last, and then I'll put them in a building. Let's put
Okay.
it that way.
All right. So you guys haven't made it all the way to the front of the city, but as the hour is ticking up, Civ pushes you all inside a very rundown, abandoned hovel that sits closer to the front, closer to the south part of Olsvach, of Lostrana. And as you go inside, you've noticed, Civ, the activity that you witnessed before, the people being pulled from their homes, has lessened quite a bit. There are still guards wandering the streets, and more than that, the streets are still bare. They're still not bustling like you would imagine Lostrana to be, like you all witnessed Lostrana when you first entered the city. But you push them into a dark, kind of rundown, beleaguered building. It's falling apart in places, but you get inside and you're confident there's no one inside.
We can rest in here for a little while before we go and try to spring the Vardo.
I think we should rest. No,
Go.
I'll go.
We're resting, then why are we not going into the house?
This is just
I
for a
thought the whole
little
reason
while.
to get out of here as quickly as
This
possible.
is just for a little while, my friend. We have to wait until dark. It's for a short while. We are not going to stay here for 8 hours.
I am upset at the situation.
Yes, I am as well.
What are you upset about?
Decision is made. It does not matter.
Well, it does matter because we're still a team and we still have to adventure together. And it's better to say what you're thinking than hold it inside.
This is going to feel really bad. to leave this place in the clutches of the Ashen Mage and the Cheesemonger. I said it before, but I'll say it again. This is going to feel really bad.
I don't
What is going to
disagree.
feel worse, that or one of us dying? Or all of us dying?
If it's dying in order to help this city, I'm sort of okay with that.
I'm not.
What
okay with
about the
that.
rest of you?
There's the rest of the world.
What about you, Ugo?
But if all we're going to do is going to be running from the Ashen Mage, then what? We were in a place, we said this before, where we could hurt her. We could actually do something to affect the hold she has on everyone.
Look, we
I
didn't
would be
come
on
away
your
from-
side, James, if we weren't all empty. If we weren't all almost falling over with exhaustion.
It's not ideal, I don't
We-
disagree.
We didn't come out of this empty-handed. We have the belt.
We have more
We have her
information.
dagger.
You have notes from Urtenfurt
We
and
have the
all of your
Urtenfurt
letters.
folder. Yes.
This was not useless. It was a stepping stone to know more,
I never said it
to
was.
help more.
And we know it's a bone. And that is a clue.
So I think
I
we
have
should come
learned.
back and get it, and I think we should come back and dispel that teleportation circle. I just don't think I have any spell slots, and I will be of no good once I do One Dimension Door. I don't.
Keep
We're all.
blaming- Keep blaming us for what is happening to these people.
I'm not.
That's
They
what
are.
I'm saying. I should not. We are not putting the boot on their neck.
You must
I will
all
remove
realize,
that boot.
You must all realize this is Olsvach. This is why I left. You are all saying the same things that I said my whole life.
Did you regret it? Now that you've been back and everything that you see now, did you regret leaving? Because that will tell me whether we will regret what we are doing now or not.
You act as if everything is black and white.
It
And
is.
what I have been trying to say ever since I met you, my friend, is that the world is not black and white. Olsvach is dark gray. There are good people here. And there are a lot of evil people here. And it might be hard for all of you to understand this. But the only way I was going to survive was to leave. And I had to leave everyone I knew behind. I had to leave the person that I loved behind.
And she followed you and died for it.
Because she gave me a chance.
Was it worth it? You have not answered my question.
Yes, it was.
Then we go. And I will not look back until we return.
I do not think we are meant to defeat the Ashen Mage right now.
I agree.
Nope.
But I will do this.
No one is saying that.
But that is what could happen if we go inside that house again. We go inside that house, the cheesemonger calls on her, we all die. There are no more Heroes of Bingle. Is that a risk you are willing to take?
With a good plan, yes.
We didn't come up with one, though.
Right. That was why I said I was not willing. We did not have good plan.
We went in circles and we couldn't come up with a good plan, and we're all depleted. If we had a solid plan, I think it would be different. And I do think we should come back, and I do think we should come back soon.
Yes.
I'm willing to come back tomorrow if we have a good plan.
If
One-
we can come back tomorrow, then we shouldn't leave. Then we should find a place to rest.
One advantage of leaving now is that I don't think the Ashen Mage will be as hot on our tail. If we take the bone, she'll know, and she will redouble her efforts to find us. But I think it is a bit of an advantage to have it cool off.
She has her eyes set on you, Fahima. She's not taking it off anytime soon.
Well,
no matter where we are.
that's
But
true.
Fahima has a point. If we steal the item, we're of even more risk.
And we're just, to reiterate what we just said, we're not ready to go head to head.
With what we have learned, would it not be good to find Torvald and let him know? He may know something, or his experience. He is very old. He may know something that we do not. And then maybe he can talk to your father, James. And then we have something that she does not.
It doesn't feel good, but sometimes it is the right move. And we have departed this city of gloom with a dark cloud over our heads. But we'll continue on.
And night descends in earnest. You look through the broken slats of this hovel and you see darkness outside, and it is eerily quiet. You arrived here and have been through nights in Olsvach. You have never heard it quiet like this.
So we essentially have another short rest, I'm assuming.
You guys want to head toward the stables?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Fahima, if you can make everyone invisible again, I can go as a guard and get us inside of the stables. Once we are inside, we can try to break out the Achairai.
Did we take a long rest?
No, we took a short.
Short rest.
Short.
I need a long rest. That was a 5th level spell.
I see. Well, then we are going to have to try to sneak.
I can make 3 of us invisible. And I can polymorph? No, I can't. That's both concentration. Who's the sneakiest?
I can dimension lure a couple people into the Vardo.
I think we are going to need our spells to get out of the city. We are going to have to fight our way out.
So either way, we have to take a long rest. This is the most in a pickle we've ever been.
And I thought
There's
2
no
times
good
ago we were in a pickle.
options.
Yeah, there's 0 good options here. Well done, Jeff. Well done. This might be the hardest D&D game I've ever played right now. Honest to goodness.
I know,
All
we
right.
really, despite kind of getting out of these really dangerous situations, we now have had such a huge slap in the face of danger that we're like, oh no, now we really don't want to die.
We're
You've
immortal.
played it very smartly. I will say that. You've played it very smartly, I think.
I will go and see what the situation is at the stables, and I will return.
Okay. Be
At least
safe.
then we know what we are dealing with.
Be safe.
Maybe if they think we've left, they've relaxed.
Perhaps. Jeff, I'm going to go out as a guard, disguised. And I'm going to march down to the stables to see what the situation is at the stables.
All right. Why don't you join me in the map room? And you can see.
No, if we still all die after.
You can check out the
a bear?
situation.
It's a bear. People ride bears in Olsvach.
Right.
So, as you arrive, Civ, you see a number of guards stationed outside the front entrance of this stable. And as you kind of stride up in your guard disguise, you stay a bit of ways away. Hang on, let me just put you in here real quick.
Oh, and there's a little Achairai token.
Oh, baby.
So, Civ, you are, you
Aw.
kind of arrive here at the north part of this map, and you see these two guards. At this point, they look a little bit bored, frankly, out in front. But as you get closer, you definitely hear noises from inside. Screeching, horrible sounds. It sounds like from the inside of these stables. You can't see inside, but you hear the sounds that you would recognize as being Urachirai birds in distress.
Oh no.
Like they're killing the birds?
Yes.
Man.
What? Oh my
Told you guys
God.
Olsvach was hard.
Oh my god.
I hate Olsvach.
What the? Okay, we gotta do something.
Change of plans. We're sinking the whole city. Let's just wipe
Fireball!
it off the face of the map.
Jeff, I am going to try something.
Mhm.
I'm going to go up to the guards and say, hold. I've been ordered by Komarov. Are you killing the birds?
Of course we are killing the birds.
He wants one of the birds. He wants to keep it as a pet. Give me the bird.
Who are you?
I am an officer of Komarov. Do you really want to double guess? Or second guess what he is saying?
Oh, our orders.
My name is Vladifin.
I do not know you.
Of course you don't know me. I serve Komarov. Why would you know me?
There's a female standing a bit away as she moves up, and she says,
I will tell him inside to leave one alive until we find out more from Komarov.
Fine. I will be back. And I
She
turn and
steps
start to
inside.
walk away. I will let him know that you questioned what he said.
they nod at you.
I'm going back to the house.
All right.
Or the broken down warehouse where they're
Okay.
at.
We can leave the map room.
Oh, man.
And as he arrives back, you see Civ enter the hovel and raise his visor again.
Are they still there?
One of them is.
Most of them.
I told them that the others were not. I told them that one of them was not to be harmed.
What do you mean they're
I'm confused.
They were
Think
killing the
plainly, Civ.
birds.
They were killing the birds.
Yes.
They were killing the birds. Well, we have to go right now.
We have to go.
That is
And
already too late.
No, it's not.
We don't know that.
Did they kill them in front of you?
No.
Okay,
couldn't
then
even
let's
get-
go.
I'm gonna start moving towards the stable.
Same,
I'll be sneaky, but I'm gonna start moving towards the stable.
All right.
I'm not just gonna let that happen.
You walk
I'll-
out the front door of the hovel into the night, the brisk air hitting you again, and you attempt to be stealthy.
Ema's following James.
And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Ugh.
Oh,
Why?
what
Yeah,
a
I'll go look at
terrible
Lillian.
way to. Oh my god. Oh, that's so
Painful.
grim.
I'm just like how much more bad stuff do we take before we start just laying waste? Because
With what? With
Yeah, we
what?
can't.
I don't have a bag full of bombs. I wish I did.
I hear you.
I have nothing to throw at anyone.
I
I'm
hear
down
ya.
to one rage, man. One rage.
And
I hear
now
you.
with this, so I because I didn't want to have a repeat of the Meep incident, and now we're just repeating history, going in again, unless everybody follows.
We'll be behind you.
I want to thank some folks. We got a gold potato from Warpig22. Thank you, Warpig. And we also got some balloons from Sheep Shifter and Witch Space. We appreciate those. It brings the
Shapeshifter.
total to Team Force of Good at 42%, Team Force of Evil at 58%.
Oh.
That feels accurate.
Next time,
I
going
will
in with
say
the force
this.
of evil and no bags of bombs.
Yes, I will say this. Team Force of Evil has been giving Jeff a very hard time for not being hard enough on us. This
Yeah,
is what you
well,
get.
We were in an impossible situation today.
So Force of
What
Evil
would you
got
do
their
if you
way
what would
today.
you do if you were those guards looking for people?
Oh, yeah,
and you knew
no,
they
totally.
had that's
Yeah.
what you would do,
Totally.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I understand why these horrible people do horrible things. Totally understand that.
Sorry. I don't mean to bring down the room,
No, I
but
mean, no.
consequences, you know?
Yep.
Gotta
Yeah.
have 'em.
So what this
All right.
game's all about.
It is indeed a game of choices and consequences. And I appreciate you guys investing as much as you do in the reality of it.
Yeah.
I found it fascinating and enthralling to watch you debate this issue. I know it was a lot of back and forth, but I found it
This is how
really interesting.
heroes would do it, I think.
Well,
Yeah, it's.
now
I mean,
I
this is
think-
what I like most about
Yeah.
this game, but also just drama in general. I find clear, easy decisions to be the least interesting, and I find tough. I was just talking about this because Mass Effect was re-released, and I was always a Dragon Age guy because Mass Effect, it was like you're a Paragon or you're a Vanguard. You either save everybody or you kill everybody. And in Dragon Age, it was like, no, man. If you save some people, some other people you don't. And that's just the way it is. And you got to choose which people you're saving and which people you're screwing over. And it's like, that to me is so much more interesting to have those weighty decisions on your shoulders. And I think you guys
Yeah.
exemplify that, and it's really fun to watch for me. So hopefully
The
the
hardest part
audience
is
agrees.
not knowing all the information. That's the hardest part, right? Like you got to make decisions where you have 10% of the information. People wonder why we make 90% costumes and 10% plan. It's because we have about 10% of the information.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And we love costumes.
At least as far as we think.
I tried to present ways for you to find the information, but maybe
For sure.
I did that clumsily.
No, not at
right.
all.
No.
So, as you know,
Tell us.
hopefully the audience had a good time tonight. I know it may have felt a little hard. You turn the screws sometimes. Sometimes there's episodes where you turn the screws, and it's excruciating. Hopefully it was fun to watch. We'll see next week how the Heroes of Bingle react to this new situation. But as we've said, we are supported. This show is possible because of Patreon. So hopefully, if you like this kind of entertainment, if you like seeing players invest in the reality of their world and really play the truth of it, I don't think there's 5 better players that I know that do that than these 5. And hopefully that means you are willing to support our show at patreon.com/The Dungeon Run. There are some folks that support our show at a very high level, and we are super grateful for them. And one of their rewards is to have their names read out at the end of our show. And we don't just read names in a normal rudimentary way. No. We make a game out of it. And so we are going to roll a die and have one of our cast members read the Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil patrons in a style of my choosing that was actually submitted by folks on our Patreon. So patrons submitted ideas for how this will go. So I'm going to roll a d6 right now and find out which of our illustrious players is going to read.
This is like, I'm nervous
that
for this part.
Is a 6, so I will re-roll.
Oh,
And that is a 2. A 2. I think
Jessica!
that is Miss Jessica and Parsons.
JLP.
All right. Oh God.
So this is Team Force of Good is in the style. This was submitted by Bubblegummy, one of our
Hey!
wonderful patrons.
Bubblegummy.
Thank you, Bubblegummy. This was as in the style of a science teacher at a middle school science fair, looking to award the best project.
Okay.
Do we have any tag outs?
Wait, you want to do this one?
No.
Go.
You
You
got
got
chose.
this.
You got chosen.
No, help me
You got
out.
chosen. Oh, I'm going to help you out. You're on my team. I'm
Excuse
not-
me,
wow.
Miss Parsons.
And what's the?
I created it's Mount Etna.
I'm going to reveal the Force of Evil one when we get to it.
Oh, okay. So I'm going right for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Improv. Go for it.
Okay. Improv, go.
Improv.
Well, this is my project, and I didn't have all the materials that I thought I was gonna have, but I did the best that I could with what I had, and
Oh, yeah,
the
that's all
Kool-Aid's
right.
supposed to be lava.
Yeah, I see this is a Bob Harris project. I see that the lava is sort of down in the volcano, bobbing around, but bubbling up, but I'm not seeing it exploding out, honey, sweetie. So I think we have to move on to the cold candor project, which is, 5.
I put 2 metal poles into some potatoes and hooked them up to a battery, and the potatoes exploded.
Yeah, I see that. So if the project is not still here in whole, we can't really award any prizes to it. I'm so sorry. We're gonna move on to the Braba. Hi, Braba, the Braba project. Yes, I see that's 4 popsicle sticks glued together in a triangle?
In a triangle. Yes, ma'am. Yep, in a triangle.
Seems
Okay.
like one more popsicle stick than you would need for that, but
It
I
is-
don't know. I'm not
I
It's a triangle with 4 sides.
I had
That's
to
not how that
double.
works.
I had to double up the base for extra protection.
Extra points for geometry, however, this is a science fair, so we're gonna move on to the dungeon run. Yay! Wow, this one's special. Looks like a Connect 4 game that you just brought to the science fair.
Yeah. But
Okay.
it's inside of a dead rat.
What?
Yeah.
That's such a Civ improv.
Honey, that's a biohazard. We're gonna have to have janitor Ken come over here right now and clean that up. Come here, get over here. Can you
Okay.
just thank you so much. Oh my god.
Oh, another
Woo!
dead rat.
Okay, hi, we have Kitty Scritches. Okay, this one's interesting. Looks like we have a contraption that it lengthens the claws of a cat.
That's right. I used my own cat as an example, and that's why it's now dead and laid out.
Okay,
Oh
another
my
biohazard.
God.
Ken, we got another one over here.
Oh
Yeah,
my
another
God.
biohazard. Dead
Really,
animals.
it's the same 2
happens every
kids
year.
every year, too.
Or
Our mom
twins.
loves dead animals.
Yeah,
Oh my
we're gonna have to
God.
call your parents. Okay, just Jules.
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
literally
I
just a
literally
bunch of
ju-
rocks.
Geology.
It's a bunch
I-
of shiny rocks.
Okay, yeah. And did you hand polish these yourself or just?
Yeah, with my mouth.
Okay.
Just rolled them around. They got smooth.
Yeah, I can see that. Can you spit the one out that's in your mouth right now? Can you just into my hand. There you go. Come on. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sit down. Okay. What's next? The Gold family. All right. Wow. This one is very impressive. More dogs alive, thankfully. Twins, pay attention here. This is
Yeah, I
a
trained them
family-
all how to bet at the races. Yeah, they're trained dogs.
How to bet at the races.
Yeah.
So
$50.
Okay, and can we get an example of this, please? I
This
see
is
that
my
they-
kid. I taught him how to teach dogs how to bet at the races.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm
your
super
dad,
proud.
Your dad did everything for you.
Super proud of my kid, the
Yeah,
Gold family.
We spend a lot of time at the races.
That's right.
Yeah.
Parents
Very educational.
are allowed at the science fair. They're not allowed to do their children's projects, though.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, kid.
I are moo cow. Okay, this is interesting. We have chocolate milk coming up through several bendy straws and going back down into a cup. And you're blowing on the one end with your mouth. You're using wind power.
I'm trying to make chocolate cheese.
Oh,
God.
I do see that there's a bit of curdling happening here. And
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
God.
introduced a little bit of
Science.
vinegar into the milk that should make it curdle, because then I can take off the whey and then I have chocolate cheese.
Ah, yes, there is I do smell a faint waft of
Oh.
vinegar, but honestly,
Sorry,
the
that's
dead-
just the rat. I'll be right back.
yeah, the dead rat guts. Can you not just bring it over the trash? Thank you. All right, how many more science fair projects do we have to go here?
The next two are
Fendural.
together. The next two are together.
Fendural and Wilbro Jr. Wilbro June NR. This is spectacular.
It's
see
cold
we have
fusion.
Cold fusion.
Yeah, I figured out cold fusion.
Wow, I'm a
Guy comes by,
46-year-old
touches it.
science teacher, and I don't even know what that is. Well, points for stumping the teacher.
I hope I beat the dead rat Connect 4 guy.
Yeah, he's disqualified. So you're already ahead of him. All right, we have Hadrian X.
It's just
looks like
another exploded potato. I'm sorry. I also tried the potato thing and it did not go well.
You know what? That one's on me. It seems like I'm not doing a great job of explaining that we can't explode or kill our projects. So next year. And the last project, Armando 89.
I'm actually gonna have to retract my project after overhearing what you just said. Those details were not made clear to me prior to making this project, and I need to retract it from the table because it violates both of the terms set forward 30 seconds ago.
All I can see left here is what looks like a carrot mess in an exploded Pringles jar.
Yep, and the carrot mess is it's actually my pet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. Okay, so the winner of the Olsvach
Dark
is Cold Fusion, Fendurl and Wilbro Jr.
Thank God I actually won for once.
Yeah.
All right,
Wow.
very
Beat
well
out by
done.
potato.
I
Jessica Lynn
quit.
Parsons, everybody. Jessica Lynn Parsons.
That was
Wow.
I'm gonna add a second participant for this next one,
Ooh.
and I rolled a 4.
So Jessica and Ron.
Ron.
All right.
Okay, so this was submitted by Amra, a patron, and you will read the names for Team Force of Evil as an elderly married couple fighting over directions on a car ride.
okay.
Perfect.
Hey, I don't know, but I think we're trying to find a change box here, and I'm not quite sure which direction to go here.
No, look, honey,
What
sweetie,
do you think, honey?
I'm down to clown, all right, and go
I
off
know
map.
about that for
but-
years. What about the directions, though? The
I don't
change
want to
box?
get a J-Rock stuck in the tire again. That's how you get a flat. So
Well played.
going off trails, not something I want to do here.
Perhaps maybe we should go to Corbin Plain and then take a left. Perhaps we could stop at that nice place we love. What was it
Yeah,
called?
the tuna melts.
Yeah,
I love the tuna
the
melts.
Carson. That's what it's called.
The
Carson.
yes,
Oh, do you
the
remember
drive-in,
when we
yeah.
spent our last vacation there?
Oh, when we
Yeah.
met that nice young man Fernando, the jackal with all the tattoos and the
yeah, he
crazy
was
green
very
hair.
scary.
Oh, he was scary. I thought he was a werewolf.
I thought so too, but he ordered beans, and I thought that was strange.
Oh, beans on toast, though. It's a classic. I haven't had that
Oh,
since
yeah.
I was a kid.
I remember when I was young, my dad fed me poop on a shingle.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just a piece of bread with chipped beef.
Oh, good. Glad to hear that was
What I love
an
is the
actual
Carson.
edible food. Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
Forest Elf 86, I said.
Where?
Oh, relax.
Where?
I saw one down as we were passing by it.
Oh, okay. No real elves.
No.
All right. Shiny 8-bit boo. I
Who
will.
are you?
I thought you liked it when
Dare
I
you
called
call
you
me
shiny
names?
8-bit boo. I'm saying it
No,
in a,
but
in a,
only in the
a
privacy of our own homes. Why are you doing it? We're amongst
honey.
the Carson.
Shut up, honey.
Oh, well, we're gonna have to go now. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Bye.
Wow.
We've got to go back to the house.
Wow. Yay.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you once again,
Sassy.
everybody, and thank you to our Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil patrons. You are truly amazing, and you make this show possible. If you'd like to have your name read out in a silly way at the end of our shows, you can become one of those people by checking out our Patreon over at patreon.com/thedungeonrun. Woo! All right. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week, 6 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday at that's Wednesday at twitch.tv/thedungeonrun. Woo! See you then. Until that time, humankind. Be
Oh.
It started. As a simple dungeon run. As a simple dungeon
magic exists, anything is possible.
Ah, life is pain. Ah, life is pain. Pain, 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 pain.
Meep, I love you. Come back to me. Meep. 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 We're falling through space. No plan.
The island of Bingle is safe once again. You may return to your homes. And if there are any that are willing, help them rebuild.
Humankind. Be buff.